can't bring him in alive.
What?
Armadillo, we can't bring him in alive.
Why's that?
If we take him in, the only thing he has to deal is us. Look, I don't like it, but this bastard has to go, Vic. Jail won't slow him down. You tried reasoning with him. I'm not going to lose my job so some kid-raping piece of shit can bargain down his sentence, make me his bunkmate.
Motherfucker, I'm a criminal. Ain't nobody giving me no fucking job.
How come you don't believe you so bad? How do I know, man? Why? Hey, my mom's over there. I'm gonna scream.
I'm gonna blow you away, Tip.
Hey, that's not real.
You've never seen anything so real.
You told Doberman you sold that ass, didn't you? I had to. I got busted last month. I never had a chance.
Kid who tells on another kid is a dick.
Jesus Christ, for God's sake, man. Fucking get away. Don't...
Goodbye, Narc.
I took you in. Nobody! I showed you how the system works, the value of information, how to get it. This is how you fucking pay me back, you cockroach. I gave you Darien. I gave you your manhood. I gave you everything. You'd have been one of the great ones, buddy. I look at you, and I see myself.
Everybody, hold it. Listen.
Whenever I wanted to. Oh, I can build a castle from a single grain of sand. I can make the ship sail on dry land. But my life is incomplete and I'm so blue. 'Cause I can't get next to you. Can't get next to you, babe. Next to you. Next to you. Can't get next to you, babe. I can't get next to you. I can fly like a bird in the sky. If I so desire. On your planet, all these things I can do. 'Cause I can't get next to you. Can't get next to you, baby. What I do. Can't get next to you. Yeah.
It's the Ron and Fez show. Ron Bennington, Fez Watley. I'm Ron, there's Fez.
Hiya, buddies.
Unless you somehow got that confused. Which one's Ron and which one's Fez?
Oh, I'm the Fez. That's me.
Are they gay? All right, it is the Ron and Fez show. Eastside Dave in here today. Fezzy, good news for you because I know it's your favorite segment. Coming up a little later on this morning, he'll be doing... boy, gossip. Finding out who's with who and all the what for. And also with us today on music today, throwing in some temps because he's always plays the new independent stuff. It's our own Black Earl Douglas. How you doing, Earl?
Hello, everybody.
Earl, you've now taken on the nickname Febreze the Fading Goat. Last night was a whole new step for Febreze the Fading Goat. We had a a little dinner meeting with Elo, a chance for us all to become pals again. And during the time that we were sitting down, Earl somehow at the table, and the hearing of, hey, here's what you guys do right, and here's what we wish you would do more of, and, you know, how come Ron doesn't answer his phone, and are you even interested in your career, and all those type of things. And, I thought I tried to get a hold of Earl. Before you know it, I look over, and Earl's head is wandering back and forth, and finally ends up face first in the mashed potatoes.
In the middle of a Manhattan restaurant with management there, upper management, by the way, sitting there. Earl picks that time to clunk.
Well, I think the reason why, Fezzy, it wasn't just like a coincidence that Elo was asking questions. Somehow, Earl, what do you do for a living, leads to an entrance of Febreze, the fainting goat. Earl, how do you live with yourself?
I don't. That's how I do
You've
it.
moved out now?
You live here.
No,
Now, what were you telling me this morning, Fez, about Earl?
I got here today, and I couldn't find Earl.
Sure.
And so I went to Dave and Pitsy, and I said, is Earl here yet?
Yeah.
Because, maybe he's fainted onto the subway tracks, and we need another subway hero or something.
Uh-huh.
So they said, no, he's burrowed into one of the other studios here with the lights out.
Right.
And has not come out, and no one had seen him.
What were you doing hiding in the dark, Earl?
No,
What are you doing dancing in the dark?
No, I was in the one of the smaller studios because basically that's the only place I can make a phone call and have some quiet because there's always something going on in our office.
Who are you even calling? Your doctor again?
That was one of the calls I made. I made an appointment for Monday afternoon.
His vet.
All right. Now, you've had everything you can possibly do to check out your brain, right?
Yeah.
Your brain, your body, everything is in fine shape.
I thought so.
Other than sinuses. I want to explain something to you, Earl. It seems to me that this is a little psychosomatic. What is wrong with you? That some amount of stress or loss of control seems to bring on the fainting.
I mean, I'll admit there's some things that I haven't really dealt with, but there is physical pain involved. I'm still a little fuzzy, still a little disoriented.
Right. How's that physical pain?
I mean, I still have this throbbing headache that will not go away.
From?
That part I really don't know, but there's other. I mean,
every time there's a stressful situation, Febreze the fainting goat goes down. Anytime you feel loss of control. You know what I honestly think a big part of last night was? A full table of adult foods. And I kid you not, you reminded me of like a Hilton sister where suddenly there was a bunch of food in front of everybody. Everyone's eating. You're in a restaurant, not in a little fucking cubby hole, eating your soup and crackers. And that part of what made you queasy.
No, I mean, I loved it. The food was pretty good. And
Earl, how old are you?
I'm 36.
You don't know how to fucking order a steak at age 36. You order a chopped sirloin, and then you're surprised that a hamburger shows up.
Well, I had like zero appetite, and I'm like, okay, I don't want a steak, but I want something that resembles it.
Bullshit! You told us last night you thought it was a steak.
It says it said chopped sirloin.
Well, why would you not say, what is it? Did you want to order a hamburger or did you want to order a steak?
I mean, and hamburger was on the menu.
Fez, why won't he answer me? Why won't Febreze answer?
Because he's getting ready to hit the floor again. You don't know.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Febreze, did you mean to order a fucking burger last night?
No, I did not.
So why are you copying of, I really didn't feel like a steak. You thought you were ordering a steak.
I wanted something steak-like. Stupidest thing I've ever heard.
It is insane.
In my life.
No man sits there and eats a hamburger patty on the boss's credit card.
I don't know. For some reason, I saw a chopped sirloin. I was like, okay, that's probably a variation of a steak. I'll have the steak.
Then why would you lie and say I didn't want a steak just a second ago?
Well, I wanted a variation of a steak because I wasn't that hungry.
What is a fucking variation of a steak? There is only beef. That's what a steak is. There's no... what do you want, plastic steak?
Here's why he's changing his story now, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Because now he can say, I had no appetite.
Right.
Now he can add this to the list of symptoms.
Right.
Because he wants so bad in his heart of hearts to be terminally ill.
Is that what you want? You want to hear that you have a brain tumor?
No, I just didn't want... I didn't want, like, you know, the big porterhouse steak.
No one said get the porterhouse for two. You feigning goat maniac.
Al, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, you know, possums actually faint, you know, when they get scared.
Well, you know what? There is an interesting point to that. Last night was supposed to be a big night for Earl. He was supposed to say, I'm going to ask for things that I need. And I'm going to tell you the truth. You know, anyone who says I'm really not interested in my career, they're probably pretty fucking right on. Because I don't give a shit. I want to come in, talk a little bit, and leave. But Earl needs, I don't know, supplies or extra computers and staffing. I don't know what he needs. So the deal was last night, Earl, ask for these things that you feel like you can't ask for. Fez and I will back you up. And then we put Elo on the fucking defensive. Then it's up to him whether Earl can have these things or not. Earl never says a word. As he's waiting for this, you know, you start to hear Earl complaints. You guys don't stay in touch. I thought you were coming back to D.C. We never hear from you. We've offered all kinds of trips for the show. We never hear back. Basically, there's, you know, Earl doesn't want to deal with unpleasantness. And I understand that, but it starts to build up after a while. Time after time of all these things come up, and they're all in this dark closet of Earl's mind. So as he's starting to get exposed, instead of talking or saying, no, here's what I thought, the fucking swivel head starts, the fainting goat goes down. And it gives him a reason, again, not to deal with it. Much like the possum, Fez.
Oh, yeah, just plain dead. Uh-oh, there's management. I better put all four paws up to the sky.
They thought you were dead, Earl, so I think that you won.
Oh, no.
At least from a career standpoint, you came off as dead.
I can't tell anyone listening how embarrassing this meeting was, because I was across the table from Earl, Ronnie was next to him, and at one point, no lie, I see Ronnie put his hand over on Earl's jacket and try to pull him back into an upright position.
Honestly, was acting like it wasn't happening. Acting like, well, yeah, we're going to get to work on that, Elo. And acting like Earl is awake when he was out on his fucking ass.
I go, there's Elo there, and Wiki, and there's Ron having to play Willie Tyler to Earl's Lester.
And this wasn't something I, necessarily planned on.
In a way you have, because you're not dealing, Earl. You won't talk to these people, and then when the light shines on you, you fucking faint. It's insane.
Your head was on the table. Literally.
And right on the mashed potatoes. There was some mashed potatoes up on the top of your head.
Again, there wasn't something
I talked to him this morning about it. He tells me he doesn't remember much from the meeting.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
No, there's like a chunk of the last portion of that meeting I have zero recollection.
The last part of the meeting was Earl talk. Hey, how come we don't hear from you guys? You never got back to us about this guest, about this trip.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, at one point, I sat down and it just became this big fat blur, and I couldn't figure out why. And I still can't figure out what's going on.
Was it when you heard, what's up with Earl? Why don't we hear back?
I mean, honestly, that portion I don't really remember. I'm being completely honest with you.
This is your Iran-Contra. I have no recollection.
The feigner cannot be held responsible. It's a defense, a rope-a-dope times 10 defense that no one's ever dealt with before. I guess you cannot hold a feigning man responsible.
Oh,
that's it.
Oh, right, yeah. That'll stand up in any court. Earl won't be able to stand up in court, but that theory will.
So, Earl, before XM has thought us as bizarre, now they just think we're off the fucking rails. They just think we're out of our minds and don't give a shit about our future.
I mean, Elo actually had to say, is Earl all right last night?
And I went like this. Oh, Earl, you know Earl. Good old Earl. And, you want to lie and say he's on heroin. You want to make up some kind of a fucking bird story so it looks a little cooler. Like, oh, he was up on 125th shooting heroin with jazz junkies. Anything that makes it seem like we're a little bit in show business. Josh, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, instead of Weekend at Bernie's, it should have been Lunch with Earl.
It basically was like, and we all walked him out of that. We all had to pick him up and walk him out.
We have to tie our ankles to Earl so it looks like he's walking.
Josh, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, Ron and Fez? What's going on?
Yeah.
I think we need to change Black Earl's name to Blackout Earl.
Blackout Earl would not be a bad name for you, Earl.
I'm not planning on any series of blackouts anytime soon.
You've already had it.
They've been happening. All right, this started when we had to go get our weird picture taken and go up the freight elevator. You passed out on your feet then. Then you fainted 4 times when Mikey D's dick broke. And then another big faint. And now, massive loss of fucking memory because Elo and Wiki had a little fucking line of things that Ron and Fez have disregarded over the years. And quite frankly, it's stuff that Fez and I didn't even know about it. Now, do I think it's bad that you're trying to say, oh, we don't want that guest or we don't want to do that uncomfortable thing? No, I'm not saying that. That would be your discretion. But you still have to deal with it. You can't feel like the best way to get out of things is to go underground.
I'm ready to face these things. I'm ready to face whatever's wrong with me, quite honestly.
You fainted at the table. Reddy came and left. It was your opportunity to bring up staffing, shit that you need for the office. This was your time. What did I tell you before? I go, be prepared for this meeting, and Fez and I will just back you up like we've all talked about it. They didn't hear a word.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct, and I had it. I had notes. I had it in my head. I had everything ready to go. And
where are your notes?
I could actually. They're right here. Hold on.
Was number 1 on the notes faint?
If so, mission accomplished and great meeting.
Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. Hey, in defense of Earl, Earl, maybe you need to get some social anxiety checked out, man. Maybe some Zoloft will help that shit.
All right, Earl, what you need to do, because you've had everything checked by medical doctors, right?
Yes.
You need to see a therapist.
Yes, I'm
and break the word down, because I don't want it to make you nervous. Therapist, the rapist. Think of it that way. You're going to go there and bring up your childhood rape, get that out on the table, deal with it, and then move on and become a person.
Apparently it happened in a steak restaurant.
Someone raped you with a fucking hamburger, chopped sirloin, steak-like material.
I was not raped as a child, but I'm considering professional help. Absolutely considering it.
It isn't a matter of considering. If you worked in any kind of normal place, if you had fucking bosses that care, you'd be out.
Did you notice this as Earl was sitting at the table yesterday before he actually went into full faint?
Yeah.
As his chin got lower, his knees got higher, and somehow in a restaurant chair, he put himself in the fetal position.
Yeah.
I don't remember getting into the fetal position.
Do you remember when I said to Elo, let me go over this with my fetus? We're going to check our notes and then we'll talk later. I go, if you would just give me, I know we're behind on this. Let me get Earl into the 3rd trimester. See let's get his hands to actually start to come out. Right now I'm waiting for his eyes to form.
The problem, Elo, is our producer's a preemie.
I was worried you were going to be stillborn right down the fucking chair, right on the chopped sirloin.
He went down like the cord was around his neck.
He's got a note over there that says paper clips and fucking stamps and was afraid to say it. Jim, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Have you ever considered maybe Earl is narcoleptic?
Earl, are you familiar with this at all?
No, not at all.
It's basically, instead of fainting, you would go to sleep at odd times. And the only other narcoleptic I know was a black guy.
Really?
He's a comic, yeah. Used to fucking fall asleep mid-conversation all the time.
That's bizarre.
Wake up and start talking again to you. He would only go out for a little while. Eventually he died in his sleep, bro.
That's not a good thing.
For me it was, because I owed him money. I owe him $750. And I'm telling you, I was the only person at the funeral giggling. I could not. I was just so fucked. Because it was like winning money, you know? Being at that funeral.
But I remember as a kid,
as we were lowering the coffin, I had a big bag of bills and I was just I just fanned them out and was just going, bye-bye, bye-bye, you'll never see this.
I remember as a kid, I would have like these weird episodes where I would just like fall asleep at just random times, but not in mid-conversation.
You, Earl, have what's called fainting goat disease. You're a fucking fainting goat.
It keeps changing and changing. The first time he fainted, this has never happened to him before. Now we have a childhood history.
I know, right. After the rapes. Who raped you? Black uncle?
No, the Hamburglar.
No, I got you. Rolo? In some pimp suit? Some brown leather pimp suit?
I was never touched as a child. No, not that I know of.
I have to say, in the long career of Earl Douglas embarrassing stuff, that might have been at the top.
No, it was not a proud moment at all. I'm embarrassed. I'm thoroughly embarrassed by this whole situation.
Have you called those guys?
Not yet. I was going to do that after the show.
Send them a fucking link to Fainting Goats. There's a YouTube thing. If you yell at one of these goats, they fall over. It's fucking adorable.
Here's the videotape of the meeting last night in case you wanted to take some notes from it. Some transcripts.
Do your little goat impression. I like that earlier.
Clunk. Febreze, the fainting goat.
So now you're without paper clips and staplers.
What shall we do? How will we connect our papers together?
Most of his problems have to do with bungling things together.
What all we can do now, Ronnie, is just press these papers together as tight as we can and hope that they stay.
Here's our buddy Bobo. Hey, Bobo.
Hiya, buddies.
Hey.
Hey, I think Earl has a condition that's called vasovagal syncope. It has to do with quick blood pressure fluxes, and one of the triggers is simple inquiry. Like if somebody questions somebody else, it can stress them out so much and it can knock them out. My wife has this.
She faints?
Yeah.
If you go to her, hey, honey, where's dinner? Boom, she's down.
Well, the first time it happened to her, her dad caught her smoking in her bedroom, and he gave her a look, raised the eyebrow, and she just went out.
So the Rock, the Rock would make her pass out. Earl, here's the problem right now. I have to write a note to Wiki and Elo and say, Earl cannot have responsibility.
You don't have to write that note. I could definitely handle responsibility.
Earl, last night was the night to be responsible.
Earl, you can't even be responsible enough to pass Ronnie's note along to Elo and Wiki.
He'd eat it. You know, goats, they eat anything. Just grow a little billy goat beard.
I am growing a goatee out just for no particular reason.
Hey, where are my tin cans? Did somebody eat those?
Bobo.
Yes, sir.
On a side note, I haven't brought this up to Fez. I got an email from you that you said if Fez is not happy with his painting of him, that you would give it to me.
Yeah, if that's okay with Fez. I mean,
I would love to have it, Fez, if you don't want that painting of yourself.
Why would I give up this self-portrait, or not a self-portrait,
Who are you? You honestly going around telling people you painted that?
So this portrait of me that we have hanging here in the XM studio, why would I want to give that up, Bobo?
Well, I from our discussion yesterday, my understanding was that you hated it, that it was, like, disgusting to you.
Oh,
which,
Bobo, you read so many things into other things.
What?
Yeah, you read too much into stuff. How's that?
Huh?
Do I?
Yes.
I mean, I really, you said, like, once the hair left your body, it was, you know, gross to you. And, I mean, I like it being in the studio. I think it's cool. It ended up in that Opie and Anthony graphic and stuff. But
right. It wouldn't have done that in my home, that's for sure.
But
Do you want it or not, Fez?
Yeah.
I'm going to take it.
Yes, I want... You are not getting that picture from me, Ronnie. That picture, it's a portrait of me that Bobo painted, and he actually used my own beard clippings to do the beard on it.
Okay, I mean, I guess now I'm really confused. Because I just felt from yesterday, I asked you straight up, do you not like it? And you said it was weird and it made you uncomfortable.
I've never seen a painting done with the person's actual hair in it.
But I'm surprised that's not hanging up over your couch, Fez.
I think here it gets a better place of honor. I think more people are going to see it than would in my apartment.
I'll tell you something that I don't like, Bobo, is that ashtray that Fez gave me for Christmas that turned out to be fake.
Do not give that to Bobo.
I was looking at that.
Would you do me a favor, Bobo, and paint a picture on that?
Sure.
Rip off?
You want me to?
No, I'm only kidding.
Don't paint on that.
So, Bobo, he loves it.
Okay?
Okay, well, thank you. I didn't mean to make a tempest in a teapot. Last night I got real worried because paintings are like children to me, and I was like, gosh, it's going to end up in the trash.
Don't paint children.
Seriously, and don't fucking throw that in the trash, Fezzy. Love it. You have to love art.
I will. I'll kiss it.
Oh. All right, Bobo. So it's just a misunderstanding.
Yeah, you artists, Bobo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Now I feel like I need therapy again.
You're a temperamental lot.
All right, we'll talk to you later, buddy.
Okay, love you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Putting out fires left and right.
Yeah. Well, you should, Fezzy. Sometimes your little jokes...
Yeah?
They hurt. I've been on the other side of that. They hurt.
Well, if I hurt Bobo's feelings, I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to keep a goat on his pins here.
What about my feelings?
Well, your feelings were hurt?
Yeah.
How?
When you gave me a fucking ashtray for Christmas. A piece of shit ashtray.
This has nothing to do with Bobo's paintings.
I'm just saying. For myself.
It's not time for a laundry list here.
It is. I want to go over all the things. Me and Earl need to get a couple things off our chest. Earl, I would love to go with you to the shrink and let them know everything's that's wrong with you and help them get you into the fucking straitjacket.
I'm not...
Hit you in the neck with a stun gun. You're in the straitjacket. You're off to the black loony bin.
I don't want to get knocked out and tranquilized like a horse and dragged off to the black loony bin.
I honestly think that you belong in a black mental institution.
They have those now?
You don't want to mix, Fezzy.
Oh, yeah.
The crazy white people never get on the crazy basketball court. Marty, you're on Ron and Fez.
1446, buddy.
What do you say there, my man?
Hooah! Ronnie, I think you hit it right on the head. O&A knew he was a joke. They treated him like a joke. He didn't pass out. You give him some responsibility, he passes out. He can't handle his job.
All right, that's a good point. You never used to pass out when O&A used to tease you.
Well, I had episodes. I used to destroy things and get angry.
That for the black shrink.
Yeah, I mean, there was a particular $1,000 telephone that I took out one time, but I used to definitely rage out in a different way.
Here's Lucretia. Lucretia, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, you know what? I just want to say that, I met up with Earl a few years ago, and then I got impregnated. And now I know why my kid walks on all fours and eats tin cans. Because Earl's part goat.
He is part goat. Now, Dave, why would you write up that this was Crazy Jen doing something? This isn't Jen.
I assumed it was a character, but I guess that was the wrong assumption.
Yeah, it was. It was a character, but it wasn't Crazy Jen doing a character.
I asked the person calling, is this Crazy Jen? That Lucretia...
That definitely was not Crazy Jen.
No, it was not Crazy Jen.
Dave, feel good that Earl's taking all the fucking arrows today, because you're a moron. And you show up at that meeting last night in a stupid kilt. And are you wearing it today?
I have it in my bag.
Go get the fucking kilt on. I do not want to do a show you're not wearing your kilt. Boy, this is not a fucking good team today, Fez.
No, Eastside Dave, he got a kilt for Christmas from his brother, and for some reason decided to wear it to the management meeting last night at the restaurant.
So after that, I said, you got to wear a kilt every show. Not keep a kilt in your bag every show.
Anyone could do that.
Team. this team.
And, I understand, there's phone screening that has to be done here.
Mm-hmm.
One rule that I figured I didn't have to bring up to people, don't assume every caller's Crazy Jen. And type that in.
You're on the warpath today, huh, Fez?
I really, really am.
You take out Earl, Dave, Bobo's beautiful artwork, me with the ashtray. You're on a rampage.
Maybe I've just had enough. Maybe I've had it up to here, and I'm pointing at my throat.
Oh. I didn't know what that was. Normally, when you say I've had it up to here, I thought, in your throat, I thought it had to do with cocks.
No.
Donnie, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, Fezzy.
Yeah.
Earl, I had this about 3 years ago. I was a year and a half of just passing out for no apparent reasons. You got to suck it up and just realize that it's psychosomatic. Go get some Prozac. You'll feel better. Go talk to somebody. Everything will be all right.
See, I have this real aversion to drugs or taking any drugs. I'm totally I hate taking pills. I hate taking antacid pills, but I have to take those.
Why don't we do this? We drill a hole in the top of your head, let some of that steam out.
I'm not going to let my brain ooze.
Would you be
out.
willing to do this? Leeches? We cover your body in leeches? Get rid of the bad blood?
I like the steam idea, like it's the 5 o'clock whistle blowing.
And then it'll be like this. Let me get right back to you on that, Mr. Logan. All right, Dave, come on in here. I don't understand why the fucking kilt wasn't on today. Where was the kilt before?
Well, I've been a little ill, and I think I'm showing a
little balls.
Yeah,
the balls were sticking out.
I didn't have the kilt on. The slit should be on the side.
Dave.
Yeah.
That's your fucking thing now.
Okay.
That's your brand. You're the guy in the kilt. Yesterday, Italian women from Rome, Fez, stopping him on the street, getting pictures of him in his fucking dress.
It was breezy and rainy, so I brought the kilt to change into it.
You know who you look like?
Yes.
Axl Rose.
Really?
Yeah, remember when he went through the kilt stage?
Oh, well then I'll definitely keep wearing it.
That's your work uniform
But
now.
I don't want to have to look over and go, where's the kilt? Put on the kilt.
It was only because it was very hectic this morning. Computers were crashing, and Earl locked himself in a room away from everyone. It was really weird.
By the way, you didn't say a word during the meeting last night.
I did. I said a couple of things.
What did he say? Did you hear him say anything?
He said those potatoes look really good. I heard that much.
I offered Elo the potatoes, and we made eye contact.
Business stuff, you idiot.
I thought, how about Ultimate Fighting Championship? Talk to him about, like, Tito Ortiz.
Yes, that had nothing to do with business. That was you seeing something on TV. It's crazy fucking talk. Luckily for you, Earl fainted and covered up the fact that your balls were hanging out of your dress. Jones, you're on Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Earl, you know what? I never remember Billy Staples ever passing out at a big meeting. I thought you were the big, better producer.
That's true, Earl.
No, Billy would have just drank himself, everyone under the table at that
We
meeting.
would have had a fucking reason then. Then we would have said Billy got drunk and fucked up. Not Billy was sober and fucking fainted. You are acting like a drunk without drinking.
You know, a goat shouldn't put down anyone else. I don't think you can look down on one other life form on this planet.
I mean, you have to call me the fainting goat?
We probably wouldn't if you didn't faint, especially at management meetings.
Hey, John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, hey, this is Fez. Hey, Fez, listen, we all know how tight that wall of the years is, man. How about considering auctioning off that picture on ronandfez.net for some of the fans, brother?
I better go for thousands.
Oh, I'm sure it would, but I'm not willing to part with it. It means just too much to me. From the artist Bobo.
I'll go out of my way and I'll sell that ashtray I got for Christmas.
Do not sell the ashtray I got you.
I don't even know where it is now. I saw Bronx Johnny with it earlier.
Yeah.
Why is it in there all the time?
We wanted to keep it safe. We said to put it in the back office. So.
Do me a favor. I don't want anything to happen to it.
All right.
Put it in that trash can and I'll pick it up later.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll forget.
Put it in that trash can right there.
All right.
No, don't put it in there.
There you go.
Thank you.
Get that out of there.
I cherish it.
Belongs
That
in
way,
your
if I
home.
want to lay in the trash and smoke a cigar later, I've got an old-time ashtray.
You never do that.
Not yet.
You know, walking out of the elevator last night, Earl said he was going to faint again. So now it's just this thing about
Elevators are starting to make you faint. Ever since we took that fucking service elevator up to the air conditioning duct to get our pictures taken, you got weird there. That day he stopped speaking altogether.
Yeah.
He went comatose.
Heaven forbid they ever start serving chopsteak in an elevator.
Yeah.
He may never wake again.
He was like, it was like the movie Death Wish, and he was our raped daughter.
Yeah, if we were just getting off the elevator and then everything just went crazy. Everything just went really weird. Like I was aware, but I
You say
wasn't.
things go crazy like it actually happened. It's all in your brain.
No, but I was feeling fine. I was like, oh, I was feeling the way I usually feel, and then then one moment, it was just gone. I was not aware of what was happening around me.
Oh, then again, seconds later, it felt like you were 5. And your uncle was raping you again?
I was not raped by my uncle.
That was on the down low, brother.
And I asked him, what is going on with you? What happened? And he said, the last thing I remember is ginger ale, Dave. That's actually what he said. The last thing I remember is ginger ale.
Nah, I don't remember saying that. I think you're lying through your teeth on that one.
No, I swear.
Jake, you're on the Ron and Fez show. Go ahead, Jake.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that if Earl was narcoleptic, he's in the right profession. I used to have a shop teacher back in high school that had that disorder. It was pretty interesting.
So maybe that's it, Earl.
I should be working around kilns? I don't know. I mean, but I don't know. Maybe
You may be having black panic attacks.
Oh, I'm
Have you ever heard of that, Fez?
No, I've never heard of black panic attack.
It's like a panic attack,
right?
But for black people.
Oh,
black panic attacks.
Wow.
Blanic attacks.
I'm sorry, Dressy. What did you say?
You can combine them. Blanic attacks.
Yeah, I got that part.
Oh.
They even segregate panic attacks?
I do.
See, Earl, you don't seem to understand the common denominator in your fainting spells, because you're always like, you don't know when it's going to hit you, you don't understand why it's happening, it could happen in a restaurant and in an elevator. All of those times involved show responsibility.
You might be allergic to the works. Every time I get the works, I get the shakes.
That's not necessarily true. I had one waking up one morning where I just...
Time for work. You don't get on a Saturday.
No, it wasn't
Then you're
Saturday.
off to the fucking track. Couldn't be any happier. Tommy, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, it does sound like Earl's got...
Tommy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Tommy?
Yeah?
Tommy?
See me.
Hello?
Tommy, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Tommy, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Tommy, can you hear me?
Hello? 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 Hello?
Touch me.
866-RUN-0-FEZ, 866-RUN-0-FEZ. Tom, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you, buddy?
Hey, not too bad, man. Maybe it's all just a gimmick, and Black Earl's just trying to get on disability like all the other brothers. See you.
Not all the brothers are on disability.
Earl, you going for disability?
No, I'm totally not.
Oh, God,
going for
Wesley
disability.
Autry, would you please stop telling the story? Every time I turn around.
Wesley Autry is the subway hero in New York City. He jumped on the tracks to save a man that had fallen down there as the train came in.
Where was he when the Puerto Rican baby fell?
He was at Letterman, I believe.
Thank you. No further questions. I'm so mad about that. You know that's my dream, to catch a Puerto Rican baby.
Yeah, that happened in the Bronx yesterday in New York. Two men, Julio Gonzalez and Pedro Navarez, they're being called heroes after catching a 3-year-old who fell from a 4th-story fire escape.
Jesus. That's a nice grab. 4 stories, basket catch. That's my dream. That is my dream.
So the kid weighed about 43 pounds. I guess Pedro was going to catch him first, and he got knocked out of his shoes when the kid hit him in the chest, knocked the wind out of him. But the other guy, Julio, was able to catch him bouncing off of Pedro and cradle him.
You know, they had video of the fireman catching a baby that the mother threw about 6 months ago. And I would love to have somebody get it on video when I caught a baby. Ah, damn it. It's so frustrating. You know, when you have a dream and you're just not there for it, you know?
I don't see why that first guy is being called a hero. He dropped the baby. Then the other guy came in and got the rebound. Like a little...
If I was the post, I would have put up hero and zero.
Like Johnny Bench. Remember that one guy dropped the ball and Johnny was able to scoop it up on first baseline?
Yeah, I think you're talking about Pete Rose, my friend.
Pete Rose.
And again, that was the fucking 1980 World Series. And I don't want you fucking that up. Oh, he drives me crazy. Bob Boone dropped the fucking ball. Who's there? Showboat and Pete. Charlie Hustle makes the fucking grab.
Nice.
But what do we hear? Johnny Bench getting fucking credit for it. Always back to the big red machine. I'm not going to have a guy sit here in a dress and try to explain the 1980 World Series to me.
It's a kilt.
What?
It's a kilt.
Really? That's a kilt?
Yeah.
You mean you can make ceramics in that?
No, it's a fashionable. It's a dress of honor in Scotland.
A dress of honor.
A piece of clothing of honor.
Yeah. It's a fucking army blanket you wrapped around you.
People wear these to weddings. This is like the bottom of a tuxedo. You can wear the top of a tuxedo. This is the bottom. This is a very dignified way of dressing.
You know what you need on top is a halter. Just wear a little halter top.
Now, with the baby that fell out of off the fire escape yesterday and got saved.
I just want to say this again, Fezzy. I don't want any of these fucking remarks about the 80 Phils.
Oh, I understand.
I don't want to hear Smitty's name come up out of you.
So with this, it was the babysitter who opened the window because she was having a cigarette.
That fucking team is important to me, Fez.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
They got me through a bad time. The 1980s and 90s.
And so the babysitter then decides to go take a shit and leaves the window open, and the baby crawls out in that moment while she's on the toilet crapping out her ham sandwich she had for lunch. She was actually taken to police headquarters.
It was a mistake. Let's not act like she fucking threw a kid out the window. Todd, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Yeah.
Hey, Ron, I think it's time for a little restructuring. I mean, I like Dave and I like Earl, but damn, he's just fucking up. He sucks. I was hoping the year 2007 would be good. I mean, I used to listen to the Ron and Fez show, and awesome fucking guests would come in, and hypnotists, I'd laugh, and now it's just Dave fucking up, Earl fucking up, Dave fucking up every goddamn day.
Yeah, it's a lot of truth to that, Earl.
I'm serious. I mean, I love your show, but Earl and them, your show could be fucking awesome, and it used to be.
It could, yeah. It really could be, Earl. Imagine this show without Earl. Just imagine the show with every fucking piston. All fucking clicking, everything happening.
I'm a good piston.
Detroit.
You put the piss in piston.
He puts the piss in his own butt. I don't know how he does it. Dave, you're starting to,
What?
Every time I see you now, I see the fucking Kansas City Royals. I see fucking George Brett and his fucking big ass problems attempting to take this series away. Well, it ain't gonna happen. It didn't happen then. It ain't gonna happen now.
All right, I apologize for the Philly stuff.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to Manny Trio. Right now, Dave.
I apologize to Manny Trio.
Say it to him directly.
Dear Manny.
In Espanol.
Manny, mi mucho gusto. Mi apologo.
What?
Now you're just adding O.
Me sorry, yo.
You're just putting O at the end of English words, thinking that's Spanish.
Sorry, O isn't Spanish.
No.
All right, well, you fooled me, Dave.
Well, I took a couple years in high school.
Shows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Now do a curtsy in your kilt.
So you're bilingual?
Yes, I am.
When's the last time you sucked a dick? Neither one matters.
Just don't think it means the same thing. Think bilingual, speaking 2 languages.
It's all the same to you, Dave.
I think it's all working out, though. Will, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello, boys.
Hey, buddy, that's
What?
the other guys.
What the fuck
boys.
is... No, you...
That's O&A. I don't want you to steal boys from them.
I'm sorry, Ron. I'm sorry, Bub. What the fuck is Dave doing wearing a kilt? He's not a Scotsman.
Dave, how's the kilt come in? You said that's your family dress.
This is, the family emblem.
Uh-huh.
His dad was married in it.
Say dress, but this is the colors of our family flag. And my brother bought this for me for Christmas.
That's beautiful.
And I brought it in to show it to you. Now
it's become your thing.
Yeah. And I hadn't necessarily planned on it being an everyday occasion, but I guess this is my lot in life. But I'm proud of it.
Have you worn it on Pal Talk yet?
No, I'll wear it tonight. I'll wear it on Pal Talk tonight. For the people at Pal Talk, 11:35.
Razzle Dazzle. It's Board Gossip with Eastside Dave.
A little gossip, a little chat, a little idle talk of this.
Starting off, it's Board Gossip time. And starting off with Pal Talk, the gossip team spotted Dimebag Sinister getting friendly with Eagle Connell last night. Dimebag Sinister, the girl in this story, was caught giving oral sex to Eagle in plain view of everyone. Ooh la la. Guess when it comes to birds, Dimebag likes to ruffle feathers. Cock feathers. Speaking of blowjobs, it appears MILF of Pal Talk was also caught going south on a mysterious man whose identity is not known. Echacha, I know elevators go down a lot, but I didn't realize so does all of Pal Talk. Hopping over to ronfez.net now, where singer-songwriter Perrynoid is more pissed than a Times Square urinal. Perry writes about rival parody songman Bobo. That fucking Taint It Black song sucks. Please don't play that song anymore, especially by someone who's a garbage man. End quote. Yikes. Speaking of garbage cans, maybe Perry should change his name to Oscar from now on, because he is a grouch. And now for Who Could It Be?
Who can it be now? Who can it be now?
From Pal Talk, it seems poster Hummer Tuesdays is not too fond of one popular internet moderator. Some of the things Tuesdays has called this girl have been, quote, bitch, know-it-all, ego bitch, and power bitch, end quote. This columnist is surprised at these comments because he knows this moderator girl to be happy and skilled at typing. I wonder, who could it be? Pedaling over to Whackbag now, looks like a Whackbag secret has been uncovered by the gossip team. Apparently there is a special VIP room where elite members can write and laugh with one another, separating themselves from the common folk of Whackbag. I hope members of the VIP room know the name of a good kitty adoption service, because their cat is out of the bag. Crawling back to FBA, where the website is still like Nick Nolte, down and out. The buzz is that the site could come back as early as today, but as late as next Friday, garnering concern and worry from many. This columnist would like to plead with Uncle Inky and Dugout Doug to please get the site back up, because as the great Charlie Daniels would say, it's my life.
It's my life. God was the one to give it. It's my life.
And that's today's Board Gossip. And remember, we're always watching.
I wonder if the kilt takes away from it.
Ron and Fez Show.
Ron and Fez, XM 202.
Back with the Ron and Fez show on a Friday. 866-RON-0-FEZ is the phone number. That's 866-766-0339. And remember, you can always email the show at ronandfez@AOL.com. 2 more head coaches in the NFL gone from their jobs, Ronnie. Art Shell got 1 season with the Raiders before Al Davis showed him the door one more time.
Yeah, and another big payday.
Oh, yeah. And Bill Cowher is supposedly announcing his retirement there from leaving the Steelers. He's quitting the Steelers job. So,
not a shock there, right?
No, that was expected. So I just wonder with Bill Cowher is he going to come back?
Well, he's a young guy, sure. I can't blame anybody who works 120 hours a week to eventually say, I'm a little burnt and I need time off.
Yeah, 15 years with the Steelers. I think that he was the longest head coach in his job. I think now Jeff Fisher with the Titans.
Wow, that's bizarre.
Is now the longest reigning guy in his job as an NFL head coach. My radio psychic, I think the Steelers are just going to do an interim guy, and Cowher actually goes back to the Steelers after a season.
Yeah, I have no idea about that, whether, he'll want to go back to the Steelers or if the Steelers want him. But I'm not even, slightly surprised any of these guys want to keep these jobs. It's just too much work.
Nick Saban, who's taken the Alabama job, he was saying, my heart was always with college. Even though, he said the Miami...
Well, it's happened to plenty of guys who thought, hey, I'll take a shot. Look at Lou Holtz. The guy's legendary college coach. Panicked in the big leagues.
We got the NFL wildcard games this weekend. On Saturday, it's going to be the Chiefs at the Colts. Colts favored by 7 in that one. That's gone up from 6.5 points. I think that could be the upset. I think the Chiefs could actually knock off the Colts in Indianapolis.
I'd be shocked to see it. I got to tell you the truth, Fez.
The other Saturday game, the late Saturday game, that's the Cowboys at the Seahawks. Seahawks favored by 3 in that one.
And yet I see a lot of people picking the Cowboys now to go all the way. I just want to get them out. And you know why?
Why?
John Fitzgerald Kennedy. This is the fucking payback, you pricks. You took John Kennedy from us. We'll see what happens in Seattle now.
The Sunday games are the New York teams. It's the Jets at the Patriots. Patriots favored by 8.5 in that one.
God forbid a Catholic fucking rolls in with some progressive ideas. Oh, I know how to deal with it. A bullet in his head. In front of his fucking wife.
Then the New York Giants.
LBJ, don't even act like you weren't involved. Don't even act like it. You, the Russians, the Mafia, the Cubans, well, all fucking debts get settled Saturday night in Seattle. And I just want to say something to the Seahawks now, Fez.
What's that?
Let's do this one for Cobain.
So, and then the late Sunday game is the New York Giants.
Another death I never really fucking fell for. Another death that's a little suspicious.
That's the Giants at the Eagles. Eagles favored by 7 in that one. That line going up in the Eagles' favor.
Good news, Dave. Things are progressively working against you. And Tiki is going to be wearing makeup in the game so that he can go immediately into the booth where he's always wanted to be.
He cannot wait to wrap this thing up.
From the legendary Ron and Fez studios in a predominantly white neighborhood, Ron and Fez presents Showtime with the Paulo.
Yeah, hi, Paulo. Your life's a movie.
Paulo, your life's a movie. How are you today?
You know what? I got a little board gossip about Paulo. I'll just say this. I heard that his new girlfriend, Melly, told some people that Paulo sits around with tapes of old Oscar telecasts, watching them over and over.
Why in the world would you do this, lunatic?
Well, because we're resettling this new apartment, we didn't get the cable yet, so I didn't know exactly what I wanted to watch, so I took out the old Oscar tapes, that's all.
Watching them one after another?
Why do you even have them?
I didn't watch one after the other.
Paulo is the world's biggest Billy Crystal fan. So Paulo, you've moved in with the new girl, huh?
Yes.
Wow. Has your life changed?
Yeah, it's changed. You know, hopefully I'm surviving and all of that. I'm doing a lot of editing this afternoon, you know, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, yeah, your new movie, Gape.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but no, I didn't watch all the Oscars. I had 96, 97, and 2001.
All the good ones.
Yeah, and there was a Steve Martin one, and a Whoopi one, and a Billy one. That's all.
Who were the winners that year?
It was English Patient, and what was it, Gladiator yesterday, and then I forget what the other one was now already.
Did you get to see Jack Palance doing his push-ups?
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Sell the house out from under Gail?
No, we're working on a plan with Gail. She's made enormous improvements, actually.
Uh-oh.
I mean, you know, the fact is that she really did need this shock to the system because she's been living in another world, so
Right.
This is a good thing, you know, and that's all I'm saying.
So this worked out best.
Yeah, everything's just wonderful, except for me. I got to see if I can survive, but I'm fine.
No one can feel sorry for you. You're living with a young girl. You're living the life.
And you're selling a house that doesn't belong to you.
Yes, I'm not selling any house yet.
Out from underneath her.
That's
her house. No.
Paul, is there any way we can talk to Gail?
And a bunch of people, not today. There's a bunch of, but soon. I mean, if you really want her up there to work on the show, we can work that out. Maybe
I want her at least to spend a couple days with Fez, go over this, help him hang his paintings from Bobo.
That would be nice.
I'm going to have to get safety windows, or that net's going to be hanging from my balcony like a 4-year-old in the Bronx.
Is that same apartment place that they had in Dark Water?
The same exact one.
Oh, my God.
Only, you know, Fez hasn't fixed his place up that much.
Okay, that's no problem.
That's
so I don't know what
Manhattan. That's Manhattan. But that's not Manhattan.
I could have strangled that little girl for saying Roosevelt Island is not Manhattan.
I'm in the theater, and I yelled, "Finally, the truth!" I don't care what the mailing address is. It's that's like saying Hawaii is the United States.
It is.
Huh?
It's a very
You like my
scary
new shock
apartment.
thing, Fez?
It is.
Huh?
I kind of like it.
It's pretty good. Hope someone named Tommy calls. What is it, Paula? Is there any movies coming out this weekend?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about the 10 best of the year. There is a big new movie coming out this week. There's a bunch of crappy ones. There's a Hilary Swank movie, which has no shot for another Oscar for her. She's not
she
gonna
playing
get
a boy or a boy job like a boxer or anything like that?
No, she's redoing a Dangerous Minds, the Michelle Pfeiffer story or something. I mean, she's playing
It's to her with love.
Yeah, I mean, she's going into the inner city and helping the children, and Dr. McDreamy's in there as her husband.
Earl, would you finally explain to white people that inner city children can't be helped? They don't want to be helped.
You don't want to be saved.
They even shipped Anne Frank's landlord in from Germany, I guess is where the hell that was, or Poland. Who knows where the hell Anne
Hey,
Frank
have you thought of a follow-up movie yet, Polo?
Gap 2?
Well, before you get into Gap 2, I just had an idea for the fainting producer.
Okay.
And it's basically going to be, you know, we're going to need a black star.
Okay.
I'm thinking Cedric the Entertainer.
Nice.
Plays the part of Earl. But he faints every time there's some kind of problem. I think people would love it.
You've heard of the Nutty Professor? This is the fainting producer.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a movie out this week, so I think, you know, he might be ready after Arrest. Codename The Cleaner? That's Cedric the Entertainer.
That fucking movie looks great.
Yeah, that's absolutely. So he'll be ready for, you know, an Earl movie. Absolutely.
So that's it. No big movies this week.
No, Home of the Brave was another Oscar hopeful that turned out to be a total botch job. I mean, Happily Never After is a very, very half-assed attempt at Pixar. You know, so the big new movie of this week, though, is Children of Men. Children of Men is now out after all the top 10 lists and everything else, and it's now all of a sudden becoming the big spoiler for the Oscars, it looks like, because it's a very, very intense, very important movie with Clive Owen.
Doesn't seem like an Oscar-type movie, though, Polo. I saw it. It's Earl's favorite movie of the year. But
exactly.
It's an action film.
It's an action film. It's a science fiction film, dystopia, the future, and all of that. You know, Blade Runner, Run Amok Again. I mean, the fact is, though, it is probably one of the best films of the year, and it just might, you know, pull it out at the end. But it depends on whether they sent out the tapes to the Oscar people and the voters, and you know how Oscars are.
You can't see any way this could win, could you, Earl?
I highly doubt it. There's no real... I mean, Oscar loves that big, epic, happy ending movie, and this is anything but that.
But they also generally don't like films that are told through action. They like, some kind of storyline.
Yeah, action films and comedies never win.
What was the last comedy to win an Oscar? Was it the Woody Allen?
Annie Hall, but I mean...
Annie Hall, was that the last one back in the 70s?
How about As Good as It Gets?
A comedy.
Oh.
You'd have to laugh at a comedy, right?
Yes, you have to laugh at comedy. They're not big about giving acting awards to comedians either, so...
Who's the last comedian to win an acting award?
Well, I mean, you could say Mira Sorvino and Marissa Tomei. They both won for comedy.
But what about Best Actor or Best Actress?
I can't even remember.
But we go back to Richard Dreyfuss?
Yeah, probably. That would be
Goodbye
the
Girl?
best example, exactly.
Which is unwatchable now. Literally unwatchable.
I didn't watch it then.
He was very good in...
You've never seen Goodbye Girl?
No.
You've never seen Mean Streets. Why am I talking to you? Even though he owns it. That bugs me. I want you to bring those things back in, and I'll trade you for the ashtray.
No, I don't want the ashtray back. That's yours.
God.
Well, I have put together my 10 best of the year, but I've been struggling through it, and there's so many films. I mean, it has not been a good year overall. I mean, there's so many films that have been totally forgotten and ignored, so it's very...
I don't think it's time for a top 10. We ought to wait till the Oscars get nominated.
That's absolutely fine with me, because I'm still not very happy with my top 10.
Yeah, why don't you work on it a little bit? The Oscar nominations are when? Next week?
It's actually January 23rd is when the Oscar nominations are.
The Golden Globes come out the Monday after next.
The 15th.
The actual show, the 15th. So that'll be the big time between that coming out and then the Oscar nominations themselves. And then, I don't know, The Children of Men is a big movie. It's a very big movie, and Earl likes it.
I liked it, too. I didn't love it as much as Earl. Earl went crazy for it, but I liked it.
We'll have to see if it does well. If it bombs, then forget it. It's out.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to do overly well either. It's not, it's not like a happy action film.
It's very depressing. The future is depressing. I mean, it's similar to V for Vendetta, because it kind of had that same where the British are the only...
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way it's like V for Vendetta. And I've read the same thing, where people go, it's like V for Vendetta, and all it is English and action and against the government.
Apparently the English...
Oh, wait a minute, that's starting to sound like a lot.
Well, then the Queen is like V for Vendetta.
Yeah, well, that 28 days later was like V for Vendetta.
Right, exactly.
Britain, it's all about the English. Apparently, and
it's all about being V for Vendetta over there. All right, so Polo, you're living in sin. You've left your wife, who's in the nut hut, and
look, Gail is fully understanding that she's ruined my life.
When are we going to meet Melly?
She fully understands that Melly is a good person who's trying to help me, my shattered life, and piece it back together. And she is trying to piece her shattered life back together. And we're going to all become one big happy family in the very near future. If you want to meet Melly, that's up to her. She doesn't want to talk. She's sitting right here, but she's not ready to talk.
She's not ready to talk?
She's a big board star now, apparently.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm hearing things over and over.
I know. I mean,
and Fez, she's giving away old runaround T-shirts.
Really?
Yeah.
Because she's cleaning out my closet.
Oh, okay. So it's in a bad way. You're thinking what I'm thinking, Polo.
Yes.
Menage.
I don't know if that would be something...
I think it's just what Gail needs.
I think Gail would be open to it.
Sure she would.
You get the best of both worlds. You get your girlfriend, and you get to keep the house.
Well, I want you to say something, Melly, okay?
Yes, okay.
You've made a gigantic mistake.
You've made a gigantic mistake.
And you're going to be paying for this for years and years and years.
For years and years and years.
All right, Paul. Get to work on that movie. Are you at the theater yet?
No, I'm going to be doing the bulk of the editing this afternoon, and then I'm going to call all the big chains as well. I'm going to try and get a big rollout going.
Yeah. We got the theater lined up yet?
We do not have a theater lined up yet. The Anthology Film Archives have not returned any of my calls.
Have you gone down there?
No, I have not.
You got the guy's name?
Yes.
It looks like an interesting building.
I think it would be very cool to do, and the guy wrote me the email. Why would he lie and say, I want to do something with you guys? All right, Paul.
All right, so well, don't worry. I'm going to edit this afternoon, and I'll know how the film's taking shape later today.
All right, talk to you later.
All right, boss.
Fez, have you got your top 10 yet?
You know what? I was going through a top 10, and I think I saw like 11 movies throughout the whole thing.
I think you could only, review the movies that you've seen. So I don't have a problem with that. So it looks like Superman's going to make your top 10.
Yeah, Superman will be in the top 10.
Wow.
It'll probably be in top 5,
really?
Just due to lack of movies viewed.
You leaning towards the number 1 yet?
Yeah, I got a number. Mine is between 2, and I think I know which one's going to be my number 1.
All right, write down your 2. I won't say it, because I like this to really be a big rollout.
So, do that one, and that one. One of those 2 will be my number 1.
Not bad. Not bad picks at all. So, the whole thing of only seeing 11 movies... Yeah, it's over $100 now. You know what I mean? You've invested $100 in the past year.
I've given my money to the box office.
Yeah.
So when they complain about receipts are down, they can't blame me.
All right, here's Uncle Lanky. He wants to give us a little update. How you doing, Uncle Lanky?
Yo, Ronnie, what's up, baby?
What do you say, bro?
Not much. Just wanted to pass a little message along to Dave and ask him to please stop telling people that we'll be down till next Friday. We're actually moving things around now, and we'll be up in about probably the next hour or so.
In about the next hour or so?
Yes, sir.
So,
we're all updated. We fixed everything up at a disclosed location, and now we're in the process of moving it right now.
Thank you very much, my friend.
All right,
no problem.
Fans of FullBlownAIDS.com, that website should be up within the next couple of hours for the FBA fans.
So that's a little complaint about you.
No, I am extremely happy.
Yeah,
and
you're
glad.
Extremely happy, but then I got you giving Johnny Bench fucking Pete's stuff from 1980.
Well, I didn't
Do me
mean
a
that.
favor, say something about John Vukovich right now.
I will not. They both had red uniforms.
So what? I don't want to hear the name Keith Moreland out of you. At this point, I'm on the fucking bench telling those guys they're fine. I'm telling Lonnie Smith, don't fucking listen to him. I don't like to put up with disparaging remarks about a great team, Fezzy.
I can understand that.
Maybe the greatest team in the history of the Philadelphia Phillies, which is really all we can measure against.
Jim Lampley's girlfriend, Candace Sanders, who claims he was bouncing her off the walls, as she put it, when he was arrested for domestic violence.
Big Jim doesn't take any shit. The anti-hero. Get him on Letterman. Book him on Letterman. And have some animation, the way it all happened.
She said, yes, he had a few drinks, but she's also chalking up his rage to the fact that he was smoking pot before he started beating on her head. So I'm wondering here, do pot smokers ever turn violent?
I think you mix it with the alcohol. Normally, I would not blame it on the weed. I'm going to go out of my way to say I don't know anyone who's ever smoked pot and started a fight after.
Yeah, I would think on the girlfriend's part,
Yeah.
this is her way of saying, you know what? And he smokes pot, too.
Yeah, that's a nice way of throwing it out there.
He does drugs.
Right. Which he's what, 50s, late 50s?
He is 57, I think the article said today.
I love the guy, late 50s, still gets fucked up. Just gets fucking ripped. Still beats the shit out of his woman.
Just a bottle of vodka, some weed, and next thing you know, her head's going through the plaster.
Maybe if she just shut the fuck up, she could have sat there, watched some old fight tapes together. But no, she's standing in front of the TV. He's not just watching boxing, Fezzy, he's doing prep work.
Maybe it's one of those things where he watches too much boxing and he starts to get a little punchy himself.
I keep going back over this pot thing. I'm going to actually say negative. I don't think pot smokers ever start fights. I've never known anyone to get angry after getting high.
I've never encountered that.
I know, sometimes you get very high, you'll end up eating a fucking frozen turkey leg because you can't wait. You throw it in the microwave for 15 seconds and then start chewing the shit out of it.
Oh, sure, maybe you get violent against a box of cereal.
Dave, you don't get high anymore, right? You used to?
No, yeah, I used to. I liked smoking pot quite a bit, but it started to make me paranoid. And I started to...
Yeah, we've all been talking about that.
Yeah, fear things.
We've all been talking about behind your back about this.
Uh-oh.
You ever get angry smoking pot?
No, just very, very nervous and heart thumping.
Motherfucker, you can't hold your own head. That's your own. You know what was coming out there? Your own real personality.
And I usually think people are up to something.
See, I can't stand to get high around a fucking person like you.
Yeah.
I'm like, just stop looking at the fucking people. Relax. Anybody comes through that door is a dead man. So don't fucking worry about it. Unless it's a zombie, we don't have problems. And I don't even think this fucking bullet will stop a zombie. Let me check with Bronx Johnny. I think he still smokes pot. Bronx Johnny, you still like the icky, right?
Yeah, Chief.
You ever get angry smoking pot? You ever have a temper?
No, not really, because I used to just smoke the regular stuff. I think if you add, like, angel dust or whatever, some pieces.
Well, angel dust is a whole different fucking, you know. Yeah. I know a guy smoking angel dust. Fezzy started shooting his chick. Never stopped. Fucking reloaded a rifle a couple times. Still kept shooting her.
Just insane.
Yeah.
Probably didn't remember it afterwards either.
Like I was going to stay around for that. I don't remember anyone really, you know, starting shit at a show. Nothing. That was a pot smoker. Now, drinkers will fight in a fucking heartbeat. I know guys, 2 drinks, they're ready to fucking take on the army.
It's always bizarre with drinking how it'll just take different people in different directions. The happy drunk, the angry drunk, that sentimental crying drunk.
Your real personality comes out. The fucking part that you've been suppressing. That's what I'm saying about getting high. If you're a chilled guy, a confident guy, you're going to fucking throw in some music. But Dave's over there. Those kids out there could be FBI agents, midget FBI agents. They do that shit. They fucking do that shit.
It's 21 Jump Street.
I'll tell you the one person I can never stand to get fucking high with. The guy who carries around a medical book and tries to figure out everything that's happening to your brain cells. Just shut the fuck up. I'm not here to learn.
That's going to take all the fun out of everything.
Yeah. Hey, Bob, you're on Ron and Fez. Go ahead, Bob. He got angry and high, and we missed him. Johnny O, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Boys, what's going on?
Hey,
I got a buddy of mine, man. This guy, he gets violent all the time when he smokes pot. He doesn't mix nothing with it. About a year ago, I was hanging out at his place. He took a couple big bong hits. I was ordering a pizza. He came over and punched me dead in the fucking eye, man. And it was kind of funny, but kind of not. And I said, what the hell's that for? He thought I was calling the cops. I said, why are you calling the cops? Why are you calling the cops? I'm out.
I've got to stop him.
Unfucking believable. Here's Scott. Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
It's not like you ever see any riots breaking out at dead shows or anything here.
You really don't. You just see a lot of fucking love out there.
Yeah.
A lot of love.
Yeah. They've never had an Altamont.
Johnny, you know, I'm working on something right now that I wouldn't mind having you involved with. You in a movie project playing the part of young Cheech. What do you think?
That's what's up. I take it.
Yeah. You know, as a matter of fact, Fez, if I was to say the word Venus swimwear to you, what would you say?
I would say Lou Maggio.
Got an email from Lou Maggio that was part of some mass email that he sent out. He's leaving Venus swimwear after all these years.
Oh, my gosh.
And said that he will be producing 2 major films in the next year.
Really? That's an odd move from swimwear to movie producer.
Not really. I mean, movie producers generally come from outside the business. They're more money people, you know, a good deal of the time. So, I mean, that's not that unusual. It's not like you go from, you know, always go from like, you know, gaffer to producer. That would be the odd move.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Dan, you're on Ron and Fez. But it'll be interesting. I'll have to look into it. I haven't talked to him in years.
Buddy.
Dan, how are you?
How you doing, buddies?
Yeah.
Hey, the only time a pot smoker will get mad is when you run out and you can't find any.
Yeah, I'm not even sure about throwing fucking hands, though. Robert, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, boys, what's going on?
Yeah.
Read an article yesterday about William Rehnquist, the old Chief Justice, how he got hooked on sleeping pills, and how he got all paranoid when he was going through detox. He thought the CIA was after him.
I don't even think he was that paranoid. I think he finally became aware after being fucking high for so many years.
That was when he was already sitting on the court, right? I don't think he was Chief Justice yet. But he said the CIA was after him, and he was hallucinating, and they had to, like, put him away in a hospital to get him through the detox.
Not that unusual when you're getting fucking any kind of down.
Thanks, boys.
See you later.
And he's working on Roe versus Wade, thinking fetuses are chasing him home.
Ron and Fez Show.
Ron Bennington, Fez Watley, The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.
I see Mikey D's dick, and it's completely black. Slammed into Helen's taint when he heard his cock crack. Ow! I see Mikey D walking around in his sweatpants. He has to waddle now, 'cause his dick's like an eggplant. I feel so bad for Mikey D, I'll write a letter. I hope this song will make Mikey's sick dick feel better. Fat and swollen, his Greek pole and all the blood inside. Maybe he'd have slid home safe if he'd used Astroglide.
It's the Ron and Fez Show. That was Bobo's tribute to Mikey D, a buddy of ours, who actually broke his dick.
Fez, did you turn the picture of that Bobo painted of you around so that only the back is sticking out?
Well, I just kind of did that, just, It was staring me at the face, right in the face.
I love it.
So I turned it around just for...
I love it.
Just for a little bit. Remind me to face that forward again before the end of the show.
I'll take it, brother. If you don't want it, I will take it.
Oh, no, I want it. That's a prized possession of mine from my friend and artist, Bobo.
Hey, I looked on ronfez.net. There's pictures of Earl and the Fainting Goats. It is catching on, your new nickname, Earl. I love it.
Funny part was there was a guy, he was like a hoops legend here in New York called Earl Manigault. His nickname was Earl the Goat. Manigault.
Oh, now I pop out and say boo and Earl falls over. That's not really nice. So.
But it's very accurate. After Earl had another fainting spell last night at a meeting, an XM meeting we had at a restaurant in town.
My whole look, I don't know how I stay out of prison. It's just such a fucking gangster look. I can't even put up with it.
Ronnie, did you see that the police are talking about doing a reunion tour?
I don't fucking talk to the police, brother. I told you that before. I'm not saying I'm against them, but I don't spend a lot of time socializing.
Not that police, Ronnie. The band from the 80s, the Police.
Well, how big of a problem is that? There's only 3 of them.
Yeah, but for some reason, I guess they just, I don't know whether it was Sting or what, but now finally they're getting back together.
Jeez, you think it could have been Sting, Fez, out of the 3 of them? Which one do you think was hesitant to get the band back? Earl, how big will this tour draw?
They can name any stadium in America.
Stadium?
Yeah, absolutely.
Stadium show?
They'll be doing a big stadium tour. The giant stadiums, the just every major arena. They could probably sell out the LA Coliseum. They could play anywhere they want.
Do you think there's any way they'll do Roxanne? Do you think that'll be part of this tour?
I think they might consider playing
that. That may be the most overplayed song all time, Roxanne. Is there anyone left to do a reunion that hasn't? That you've got all the original guys still alive? That could be a possibility. Anybody that should be doing one?
I think original Van Halen.
And isn't that supposed to be happening?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's supposed to be happening, but I don't think it's happening with Michael Anthony. I thought Eddie Van Halen's kid was going to be part of that.
And that'll ruin it for you?
Well, yeah, that's not original Van Halen.
It's better.
I mean, not just because I'm a fan, but I honestly think the GNR reunion would blow Police reunion away. I think that would be a huge one to see.
I got to tell you, I think the original Guns N' Roses would be a gigantic stadium tour, too. but it would be one that would be nothing but chaos and trouble and riots.
It would be all canceled shows. People would be so excited they would pay whatever price to do this, and then Axl wouldn't show up. It would be the worst tour ever.
Worst or best, Fuzzy? Because sometimes those shows, you know you're in the place to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know you're a little part of crazy history. Jeff, you're on Ron and Fez. Don't have you, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I wanted to say Soundgarden should get back together.
Soundgarden, Earl and I were talking about this yesterday. It is just about time for the early 90s nostalgia to kick in. And you're probably going to be some kind of a tour of, Screaming Trees, Soundgarden, this, on and on. Something that you would have went insane for years ago.
Yeah, like with the 80s, they always have that, they always try to package a tour around a phrase. Yeah. Like the 90s, you got to find that perfect 90s phrase to kind of wrap it all around.
I got one, Lollapalooza. I think it would fucking work for everyone. Just do the original Lollapalooza tour again. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I like to hear Rage Against the Machine get back together.
You know what? So would I. That was such a fucking phenomenal band that really, I felt like left something on the table.
So what have the Rage guys gone on to do?
Stop it, Fez. Please. You know what? Pick up a paper is what you could do if you're even slightly interested.
Yeah, they came out at a time when things were really kind of going well nationally, and they were raging against like the political structure and this and that. Can you imagine what that band would be doing with 8 years of George Bush?
Almost when they were needed.
Yeah.
When they were most needed.
They broke up.
Is when they went away. Eric, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Fez. How's it going, guys?
Yeah.
One big band they tried to get together a couple years ago for $1 billion was ABBA, and they took it down, and that was pretty shocking.
You know, anytime that you're going to do a fucking play, you might as well do whatever the hell they tell you to do.
They may have to get back together. I guess the one guy from ABBA owes like $26 million in back taxes.
Okay, you know nothing about fucking Rage, but everything there is to know about ABBA. Can there be like a slight hypnotist factor to this fucking show?
I would like to try.
I'd love to see Fez Whatley get back together. That's the reunion I'm waiting for. The Fez Whatley reunion tour. When did you work in radio? You would think some of this stuff would just almost even osmosis. Brian, you're on Fez.
Yeah, I think the Live Aid thing whetted everyone's beak for the Pink Floyd tour again.
Well, they never stopped doing the Pink Floyd tours. And basically only one guy is out. Roger Waters is out, who's going out and touring almost his own Pink Floyd.
Yeah, I mean, when they did the Live 8 thing, they said, well, how did it feel and everything? And I think David Gilmour gave the analogy. It was like seeing your ex-wife for a day. You were cordial, it was cool, but then you were just glad the second you walked out.
He was the asshole at Live 8.
Oh, absolutely. Roger Waters could not have been more cordial and cool, and it was great to see the guys again. And David Gilmour completely threw cold water on his.
He acted like he was doing everybody a fucking favor of just playing fucking great music with a great band. But it's really not a real reunion without Sid. I mean, we're talking about original lineups.
Oh, well, unfortunately, Sid is gone.
But I guess Gilmour wasn't even original lineup, if you're going to go back to the original part.
Absolutely true. He joined 2 years afterwards.
Robert, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I'd love to roll up a big fatty and go see Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young.
Well, head off to any fucking Indian reservation casino. They play together all the time. They just did a tour.
Yeah, they did the Freedom Now tour or something like that.
Lindsay Lohan, she was admitted to the hospital again, this time to have her appendix removed. I don't know if there's any celebrity that spends more time in the hospital than Lindsay Lohan. I think she is our most damaged celebrity where it comes to health issues.
Yeah, you know what I call her, Fez? Little girl lost. Little girl lost. Ski Bunny, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, you guys, thinking maybe the Smashing Pumpkins would be in order. It'd be a good little return and tap into that 90s crew.
The problem is then they'd start playing
you
their
could get
songs.
Fleetwood Mac.
Then they might start playing their catalog, and we'd have to hear it. Paul, you're on Fez.
Hey, how about Earl's favorite band, Living Colour, getting back together?
They do occasionally also, right, Earl?
They are back together.
Oh, really?
They just finished a tour of Europe.
Did you see when they gave out the, what do you call those presidential awards that they do at the Kennedy Center, the Kennedy Honors?
Yeah, the Kennedy Center Honors.
So they were doing this Broadway guy, the big composer of Broadway, the one who did Cats and all that. You know what I'm talking about?
I know who you mean, but I can't think of the name.
Andrew Lloyd Webber?
Yeah, Andrew Lloyd Webber. So different people were coming out and singing the songs. Your fucking guy from Living Colour came out and sang in some Broadway thing. I didn't know he did Broadway.
He's been an actor for a long time. He's in current production of Jesus Christ Superstar. He plays Jesus.
That's what he did. He did the whole Jesus Christ Superstar gimmick. Patrick, you're on Fez.
Yeah, definitely the Replacements.
Al Dukes would be at that show just crying his eyes out. It's the only band that I've ever known him to like, Fez.
President Bush, he was saying that he wished that Saddam Hussein's execution had been more dignified.
Less choky?
Yeah, I don't know exactly how you dress up a hanging anymore. I mean, he was in a nice suit. I don't think you can really do anything more than that.
My favorite kind of hanging, the guy's sitting on a horse and you smack the horse's ass. I don't know why they ever got rid of that. That may be more of a lynching than a straight hanging, but I still think it looks better.
I guess they had to do it. The gallows were cheaper. It was costing too many horses.
Well, you break a neck in the gallows, and you just really choke to death the other way.
I see.
Here's Jim. Jim, you're on Ron and Fez.
I'm thinking Jane's Addiction, fellas. What do you think?
Jane's Addiction did a reunion thing a couple years ago with Dave Navarro playing, right?
Yeah, they called it the Jane's Addiction Relapse Tour. And, again, another tour that was chaotic and crazy, and this ended really badly.
And sometimes it was the best ones. Brandon, you're on Fez.
Yo, guys, started listening to you guys 2 weeks ago. You guys fucking rock.
Yeah, we really do.
Dog fucker Dave is funny as hell. But, yeah, I'd say Creedence.
You know what? Here's the thing. Dave has Creedence. I don't think they've ever got back together. Now he's playing the music on his own, though, right?
Yeah, he plays his own songs. The other three guys got back together was it Clarence Clearwater Revisited? They hate each other. It is maybe the nastiest split in rock history. They don't even talk to each other. John didn't even talk to his brother pretty much until the day he died. It was one of the nastiest breakups ever.
Arvid, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, love the show. What about the original Genesis with Peter Gabriel?
They are going to reunite without Peter Gabriel this summer, right?
Yeah, I had heard that, yeah.
They said that they're getting back together and only playing their worst music. So that is exciting.
Now, I brought up Saddam Hussein. According to the India Daily newspaper, people in Baghdad are now claiming to have seen the ghost of Saddam Hussein. They say they see it like in the marketplaces and stuff.
I'll just let them know this. They didn't.
One theory is that those Saddam Hussein ghosts that they're seeing are all those Saddam lookalikes that apparently Hussein had, and it's the Sunnis putting them out there just to freak the people out and to think that, you know what, we hung Saddam, but you still can't get rid of him.
Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
Yo, what about Fish, man?
The fish thing, I don't want to offend the people who love, but it's always there for them. They know that. They know anytime that they want to sell big tickets, they just reunite. I don't think they hate each other, do they, Earl?
No, they were just fried. They claimed burnout and said, we took it as far as we can go.
Yeah, I believe that after the first fucking show. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, how about the Talking Heads?
Talking Heads hate each other, right, Earl?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, they all hate David Byrne, and he's the stickling point. The other guys, they would get back together back in a heartbeat, but he doesn't want to do it at all.
Well, they hate him because he fucking wrote all the songs. So why not hate the really creative one? Why don't you just get Tom Club or whatever that was back together? Was that the name of that band?
Yeah, the Tom Club. Genius of Love was the big hit.
Oh, yeah. The little dance hit. The little fun dance hit.
SAG Award nominations came out. Now, in their version...
SAGgy.
So they do an ensemble cast award, which is basically their version of Best Picture. So the cast that were nominated for the SAGs, Babel, Bobby, about Bobby Kennedy from Emilio Estevez, The Departed, Dreamgirls, and Little Miss Sunshine. Those were the casts that were nominated. Nothing there for Clint Eastwood. And with his cast from Flags of Our Fathers or The Heroes of Iwo Jima.
Well, the interesting thing there, I didn't see the Iwo Jima thing yet, but since that was all Japanese people, it's probably not a cast award type deal. It's like Titanic wouldn't have got a cast award. It was more about the picture itself, the direction, not the acting.
Oh, okay. Because I know that I think with the Producers Guild, I think Clint Eastwood got passed up in that one, too. And I thought he was really going to be a strong Oscar contender, and so far these indicators he's not.
Interesting. But, well, do you think maybe they've given him too much over the past decade, that it's been, a lot of love thrown his way, and it's time for somebody else to get some?
Oh, yeah, he's gotten two. I mean, he's gotten his share.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Now, do you prefer Clint Eastwood, young Clint Eastwood, the actor, or Clint Eastwood, the old director? Which is your favorite Clint Eastwood?
I'll say this, Fez. Clint Eastwood, the young actor, terrific entertainer. Really fun movies. The director is an artist. He actually is one of the few people that, in the latter part of his life, grew in a way nobody saw coming. Because the early movies are, he was like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of his day.
Right.
And it's like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of his day kind of turned into Robert Altman. You know what I mean? It's fucking really phenomenal when you see what happened. What about for you, Earl?
I prefer older Clint because, the work is right there. And it's unbelievable
But you
work.
get the fucking wisdom of a lifetime. As much as we like, all the early fucking spaghetti westerns and the Dirty Harry stuff, this latter stuff is really from an interesting, smart artist. It's really fucking good stuff. He should be proud of himself.
Really good student of like all of those great filmmakers he worked with, like a Sergio Leone and how to tailor.
I think he went beyond a lot of that because he's not just doing action films. I don't know, the films that he makes are not films that you would have ever booked young Clint Eastwood for.
Yeah, I think I still go with young Clint Eastwood.
I would say that's probably true of you, for all the reasons that I just stated. Lee, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies, how about the band for a reunion?
Well, two of them are dead, so you can't do a reunion.
Well, I understand that, but, if Levon Helms and Robbie Robertson could get back on stage together.
And that would not be a reunion. That would be Levon and Robbie.
Okay, well, it'd still be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
There's a lot of things that would be kind of cool. It'd be kind of fucking cool if Robbie Robertson did a tour with Clapton, but that doesn't make it cream. I don't understand what you're saying. Sometimes I take this stuff too personal, Fez.
Yeah, you shouldn't take it to heart.
Well, I haven't gotten over the fucking disparaging remarks about the 1980 Phillies coming out of Dave. So, I'm working behind the 8 ball today.
That's why, words can hurt.
Nazareth said love hurts. And then Jay Giles said love stinks. And then the Beatles said all you need is love.
Why is all you need something that stinks and hurts?
Sean, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies, how you doing?
I'm trying not to laugh at Fez's great line.
Well, hey, Fez is full of them.
He is, but I don't want to give him any credit. That's the fucking chemistry we have. I act like I ignore it.
That's why we keep
Get the fucking show now.
Hey, while you're bringing back bands, how about bringing back a tribute band, bring back Temple of the Dog, because that was one of the best things that ever happened. Since you can't bring back Mother Love Bone, we'll take second best.
Yeah, they can come out and do one song and leave. I'm sure they played more than one song, but not on the radio, my friends. Not on 95 YNF.
Yeah, they rushed that thing out there really because both bands are really hot, and they're like, "Wow,
I'm hungry."
They must have been starving when they wrote that song.
Here's Ed.
Yo, how about Haircut 100? How could you forget them?
Trying. I'm doing the best I can to forget them. I mean, yeah, sure. Boy meets girl, yeah. I'm into it. I just can't hang around for it.
How could you forget them? The hard part is, how did that guy remember them?
Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Buddies, here's a quiz one for you about old new. Do you prefer the old Tom Hanks who did comedic movies or the new Tom Hanks who does serious films?
Old Tom Hanks. All right, give me the cutoff date.
I'm going to say give me... Well, when was the last comedic film we did? Had to be what?
Why don't we say Philadelphia?
Yeah, I think that's exactly the cutoff date.
Yeah.
All right, 1990 then.
So when he started Philadelphia, pre-Tom Hanks to that, or post-Tom Hanks, who became much more serious.
I'm going to go young Tom Hanks. The happy-go-lucky, silly Tom Hanks.
What do you think, Earl?
I'm going to go serious. I like the... Well, I guess where would Big start in that? Would that be part of the happy-go-lucky Tom Hanks, or would that be the start of the serious?
No, that's pre. That's pre, right? Pre-Philadelphia was big.
Yeah.
Philadelphia won the Oscar for it. That's why we're using it as the cutoff date.
Right.
But then there's like Philadelphia, Green Mile.
That came after. It came after Philadelphia. That's when he was serious, Tom Hanks, lumbering Tom Hanks. So we'll even put the girl baseball movie before. I'm going to probably follow Fez along with this, but I'm going to tell you the truth here, Fez, and I don't want you upset with me. Not the biggest Tom Hanks fan in the world. Don't hate him, but have never been part of the national love affair with Tom Hanks and caring about him and his wonderful wife. How do you two do it? Hey, Tall James, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Hey, provided Mikey D survives, how about a Crankcase reunion?
I'd love to see it. But the problem was electronic drums last time. He cannot bring back his 80s drums. That was the last show they did together, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Mikey D came in, plugged in a set of bongos, and I guess the rest of Crankcase didn't think it had the right sound.
The problem there was Dave was going to start a band with those guys. Mikey D got upset, stopped that from happening, and then we never got Crankcase back, and we never got the new band. With Dave, so it was a little disappointing. Bull, you're on Ron and Fez.
Ron.
Yeah.
What about bringing back the Pixies?
They are back. You need to pick up a documentary called Loud, Quiet, Loud, which is about the Pixies reunion. It's fucking fantastic. It really is. I think it's called Loud, Quiet, Loud. Am I wrong, Earl?
Yeah, you're right. Loud, Quiet, Loud.
We had the director on when Earl used to book people. What happened, Earl? Do we piss off directors?
No, I'm working on a couple of things now. Big things.
Oh, sure you are. And then Fate. Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron, Fez. How's it going, guys? I got a new or old for you. Action movie Tom Cruise or alien-worshipping fag Tom Cruise?
I never was part of the Tom Cruise love affair either, but I'm also not part of the backlash because the guy's religion doesn't have someone hanging on a cross on it. You know what I mean? I'm also not all panicking that he, told a pregnant woman not to take pills. So I'm not part of either one. Never been a big fan, though, Fez. You?
No, I don't see a lot of Tom Cruise movies.
I saw the last Mission Impossible. Is that on DVD? It's fucking excellent for an action film. For those kinds of films, it's terrific. And I never saw the guy make an unprofessional move, in terms of his acting. I'm just not the biggest fan.
Yeah, I see. I saw the first Mission Impossible, and I was bored out of my skull with it. I thought it was awful, and I totally got off his Mission Impossible bandwagon right there. That may have been where I stopped basically seeing Tom Cruise movies.
See the last one. Why don't you do that? Take that in, and I think you're going to dig it. Earl, you saw it, right?
Yeah, it's an excellent action movie.
One of your top 10 of the year.
Yes, one of my top 10 of the year, and Philip Seymour Hoffman is terrific in this movie.
Yeah, he was fantastic. Earl, I want you to do a top 10 list. Fez, you're going to do a top 10 list. And Dave, I want you to wear a kilt. So everybody's going to be involved in this.
All right, we all have our assignments. Let's go.
Tim, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yay, Dick Holder 69.
Here they come.
Face. Who? Face. Something wrong with that.
Oh, man.
There it is.
What about the band America? Couldn't they bring America back? And also, one more thing. What about early Mel Gibson as an actor or Mel Gibson as a director?
All right, another good one. First of all, America, there's a band that had a ton of hits and no one remembers. And Mel Gibson, the actor, or Mel Gibson, the director? I will say this, kind of like Clint Eastwood, you wouldn't expect that guy to make that move. I think he's pretty interesting as a director. And as an actor, fun action guy, but never was caught up in the dramatic stuff.
Give me young action guy Mel Gibson as opposed to the guy that just makes films with subtitles now.
They're interesting films, though. They're good films, Fez.
I need to see a Road Warrior in mine with my Mel Gibson.
I wasn't that caught up acting like Road Warrior was that great. Or the other ones I thought were fucking cheesy. The
Lethal Weapon?
Yeah, the buddy movies, those things were fucking ridiculous in my opinion.
Yeah, they got worse. Definitely got worse as they went on. By the time they got to, number 4?
They weren't that great at the beginning. They were just always pretty silly. The fucking Road Warrior movies are kind of silly. And the films that he's directed are fairly interesting. Todd, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Hey, before and after, Michael Keaton. Before Mr. Mom, I think Batman was like the cutoff, or the white noise, Michael Keaton.
I'm gonna agree with you. First Batman was the cutoff of where he started to go downhill. I'll definitely go before.
I'll go downhill, Michael Keaton, just because I can't believe how he keeps bottoming himself with the stuff that he does.
So, let's see. You prefer the worst Michael Keaton?
Yeah, I like laughing at the bad Michael Keaton now.
Okay. That premise. Grover, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what about like the crazy Robin Williams of younger, or the more serious Robin Williams?
Give me the cutoff.
Oh, boy, maybe Dead Poet Society?
All right, Dead Poet Society. Not a bad move either. Which Robin Williams do you prefer, Fezzy? The early Mork from Ork, Popeye, I'm Zany or Happy, or I'm doing a film with Jeff Bridges where I'll play a homeless person who lost his wife and for some reason thinks he's Shakespeare.
Give me the later serious Robin Williams. I really liked Insomnia and that 1 Hour Photo.
I find all that stuff just dreadful.
With Good Morning Vietnam, that would be before.
That would be before he went totally crazy.
That was a great era.
Robin Williams before he thought that somehow tears means acting.
Yeah.
Somehow I found out the most important thing. My children.
And I always like
everyone knows fucking kids are important. Stop acting like fatherhood needs to be explained to us time and time again. We get it. We had fathers. We are fathers. We don't need it to be shown to us by you fucking hack comics. That's all.
And I like it when he does a lot of crazy voices and silly voices.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. It's like a human cartoon. That's why young Robin Williams.
Pete, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
I was thinking the old Ron and Fez show or the new Ron and Fez show with Fainting Goat and Jellyfucker.
All right, Fainting Goat and Jellyfucker, Ron and Fez show. Where did it peak, Fez?
Let's see.
I'm going to say JFK, Ron and Fez. That was the fucking peak for me.
Man.
Yeah. What about for you, Dave? And say this as a fan. What was your favorite version of the Ron and Fez show?
I like this version.
Yeah.
And I liked Al Dukes and Billy Staples' version.
Yeah. What about for you, Earl? What's the absolute best?
I would say this version, but the NEW days, that was just pure hedonism. No, because the place was just it was the inmates
you guys are right. I got to put that show back together.
One of us was supposed to stick up.
I think you guys are right. We've got to get that fucking team back together. Do this show at nights the way we liked.
Well, I just meant the whole overall vibe.
You were right. I'm with you.
Stop
it.
it.
Was fucking wildness.
Wow,
It was off the rails.
I have been talked into it. The NEW Ron and Fez show.
Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey guys, new jaded Bill Murray or old smart ass Bill Murray?
All right, so you have the silly young Bill Murray, or you have the cynical, jaded yet wise Bill Murray of today. When did he do his best work?
Groundhog's Day.
You want to do old or new? Earl, what about for you?
I like new Bill Murray. I like the older, wiser, more wisdom Bill Murray.
Old Bill Murray, Stripes, funny. Caddyshack, old Bill Murray, when he was weird.
Old Bill Murray,
old.
New Bill Murray. We'll take a break. It's the Ron and Fez show.
It's the Ron and Fez show. XM 202.
Welcome to the Ron and Fez show on XM Radio. Doesn't get any better than Ron and Fez. The best thing going. I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell. Outer space satellites blowing up nationwide. Boom goes the dynamite. Welcome to the Ron and Fez show. Welcome to the Ron and Fez show. Welcome to the Ron and Fez show. Welcome to the Ron and Fez show.
It's the Ron and Fez show on a Friday. Thanks for being with us. 866-RON-0-FEZ. That's the toll-free phone number. Or remember, you can always email us at ronandfez@AOL.com. Hey, congratulations to Brother Joe. He won the Volkswagen guitar battle.
Wow, nice.
So there was links to that on Whackbag where you could vote for Brother Joe in this Volkswagen competition. He has now picked up the title of Uber Rock God from Volkswagen.
Very nice. What's he win for it?
He won a black First Act Garage Master Guitar signed by Slash.
Very cool.
So, and of course, like I said, the title of Uber Rock God.
I would like that title myself.
So very nice job, Brother Joe. Congratulations. Pakistan has lifted its ban on kite flying. Flying a kite was forbidden last year.
I like it this way. Kite flying.
Flying a kite was forbidden last year after 7 people were killed in kite string accidents.
Boy, you know it's packed over there. You know there's way too many people when you can't fly a kite without killing somebody.
I don't know if there's been 7 kite flying deaths, kite string accident deaths in this country in the entire history of it. How do you get 7 in 1 year?
Well, in America, nobody's flown a kite since Pong came out.
It just shows you why some countries are always going to be third world. If you can't get your kite deaths under control, then there's really probably not much else you're going to do in the way of progress.
That's true.
Rumors circulating about Justin Timberlake and Scarlett Johansson hooking up, but then also in the gossip pages is that Timberlake was also spending time with Kate Hudson over New Year's, who, of course, is divorced from the Black Crowes guy and was supposed to be seeing Owen Wilson.
She divorced the Black Crowes guy, huh? Is she divorced, or that hasn't even been enough time, has it, Earl?
No, it hasn't been finalized yet, but the marriage is pretty much over.
Separated.
Yeah.
Well, that's Justin Timberlake. The Dick in a Box song worked big for him.
So
that's the angle, kids. Do a Dick in a Box song and all the hotties want you.
So you got, with Justin Timberlake's resume here, if these latest are true, Britney, Cameron Diaz, Scarlett Johansson, and Kate Hudson.
That's as well as anyone's done this decade.
That's amazing. Who would you say is tops on that list? What's the biggest conquest?
Well, they're all pretty strong, you know. They're all pretty decent.
I would probably go Britney Spears in that list.
Try to see her lately.
Oh, lately she looks like Stevie Nicks. You know, she did that. She came back on Letterman. She looked great, and it's like they must have had her taped and stapled together, you know, for that one appearance. Because now she is just a bloated mess.
I don't know.
Yeah, Paris Hilton destroyed her. So thank you, Paris Hilton. Britney was going to make a nice comeback and going to give us all the sexy Britney again. American males were happy, and Paris Hilton addicted her to alcohol and God knows what else. Now she looks like a has-been.
Whose mom are you over there talking like that?
No, I'm sick of Paris putting her evil paws on everybody. She calls Lindsay Lohan a firecrotch. She screws up Britney.
What's your name again?
Let me ask this question. Where do you go when you really need to think?
Think Town. I take a vacation to a place I call Think Town.
I don't think Think Town really exists.
Let me think about that.
I know what I do is I always have to be in the shower to think.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that's where I'm able to do it. And sometimes if I have something that
Should I get a little shower on this show? Should I put a little shower in the corner and let you stand in there?
I think the water running would probably distract people. But I know a lot of times what I'll do is I'll have this little bench that I take in there, and I will actually sit in the shower to think.
You have a shower bench?
Yeah, it's just this plastic bench that I have. I guess it's kind of like a little step stool or something. But I can sit on it, so when I'm in the shower and I want to do some thinking, I just spend time doing that. Sitting down in there.
Sitting on your grandma's shower bench. I didn't think healthy people sat down in the shower. I thought that was really done by people in wheelchairs.
Well,
why don't you get one of those things where you just take the hose and put it all around you? You ever have like a hotel room that has the handicapped shower? Even like it's like the last hotel room that they have. And when you use it, you feel terrible. You feel like, oh, God, I'm glad this isn't me.
Well, for me, it's just for more thinking time. Just so I can take a load off. Helps me think a little better.
You'll actually shit in the shower?
No, I won't shit in there.
I thought you said you dropped the load.
No, take a load off. Just sit down for a while.
Wipe your ass with the shower spray?
No, it has nothing to do with shitting.
No, I never heard of anybody with a shower bench.
I was just wondering where anyone else goes to do their thinking at.
For me, if I'm in the city, I'll go to Central Park, and if I'm in the Forest Hills area, there's this really cool, quiet section where the private houses are, and it's one of the last green areas.
You'll just go there and faint?
I won't go there and faint. I'll just go there to get my head together and think about things.
All right. Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's all going on, guys?
Hey.
Hey, is that bench, that Fez, is that from Toot Shorts?
No, it's not a Toot Short bench. Just a regular plastic bench that I take in there. For when I really want to enjoy a long shower.
I gotta tell you the truth, I never heard of such a thing. Randy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Big ass 307, buddies.
Hey, buddy. It's Buddy Randy. Hey, Randy.
Buddy, I want to know what Fez was thinking about when Dad was hosing him down in the backyard.
That was a horrible story from my youth where we went to the beach and my dad was hosing me down, had me stripped naked on the driveway, and was hosing me down to get the sand off of me.
What were you thinking about that day?
Just when will this end?
Wayne, you're on Ron and Fez.
Ronnie, when did you move Fez into a nursing home? I think they call those things shower chairs, not benches.
I think he's got a shower chair, and it's very unusual.
Is it?
Yeah.
I really wouldn't want to be anywhere in that house. There's probably things locked in the closet that no one ever wants to know about.
Yeah, I know.
Reminds me of that guy in that movie, What About Bob? You know, he's always got an issue.
It's always something odd. And the shower bench adds to it. Here's Pitsy.
My grandmother, who's 88 in a wheelchair, uses a shower chair, so I don't know why Fez needs one. If he can get around on his own.
I'm not usually in a shower chair. I'm just relaxing, sitting in a steamy shower. It's basically like I've turned my shower into a steam room.
Why don't you run a bath then?
Why don't you just go to a steam room with the other most? Give a fucking reach around.
Because I like the running water. I like the shower running in there.
I thought you would like cum running up and down your fucking forehead.
That's not going to help me think.
Well, that's nice. Get me my shower bench. Granny's got some thinking to do. Why, fucking Earl's walking around a butterfly garden. You know what you motherfuckers ought to do? Think wherever you're at the time. Then this show would be popping. Why do you gotta go to a physical fucking place?
No, because it's always busy and crazy. And
why don't you do this? Busy and crazy. You're fucking laying down at a goddamn meeting. What do you know about crazy? You know where I go to get away from Earl feigning? Here's, let me head over here to Steve. Steve, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, what's up?
Yeah.
I didn't think homeless people had a shower.
I am not homeless. I may have gone on a homeless shopping spree on the O&A show, but I am not homeless, my friend.
Here's Stink Bomb. Stink Bomb, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
No, that's Radio Shark, Ron. Stop acting like an Upper Darby douchebag.
Upper Darby, home of the Tower Theater.
Hey, Fez.
Hey, you know who else is from Upper Darby? The Runt, Fez.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Hey, Fez.
Oh, Todd Rundgren. Yeah, Radio Shark.
Are you clothed when you're thinking in the shower?
No, I'm in the shower. I'm not wearing anything.
All right, you didn't specify.
I don't think I should have to specify that I have clothes on in the shower.
Kevin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Ronnie, I want to know if Fez turns the bench upside down before he sits on it. See ya.
That would make absolutely no sense whatsoever. I try to share a part of myself here.
Here's how it makes sense, Fez. He's saying that the bench leg goes up your asshole in a homosexual masturbation type way.
Oh, well, no, I don't do that. I don't think that needs to be explained, but I don't do it.
Well, here's the thing. It's odd for people to understand another healthy man taking a chair into the shower.
Just to enjoy the steam and the running water. I don't see where it's
Why can't you stand up while you're having running water and a steam? Everybody takes long showers. No one feels the need to carry a fucking chair in there before they're 89 years old.
You wouldn't stand up in a sauna and march around. And it just helps my thinking process. If I can sit.
You fucking go and sit in that fucking shower and then tell me something you thought of. What are the big breakthroughs you've had, Einstein? What theories have you come out of the grandma's shower with?
I don't think it's anything really world-changing.
Here's Facefuck. You're on the Ron and Fez show.
Face. Does Fezzy mean I think he means bathhouse.
No, it's at my house. I could never go into, like, a shower, like, that's not in my own home. I'm not going to be able to shower in front of people.
You couldn't shower in a hotel?
Well, if I'm by myself, yeah, I'm going to be able to do that. But no sort of public shower.
Oh, wait, maybe you go into a public shower by yourself. Didn't you always tell us you took a shower in gym when you were a kid?
I did, and I hated it. Hated every second of it.
Having a hard-on in there, didn't want to get caught. Sitting in there with fucking wood and tears in your eyes, looking at the other kids. Greg, you're on Ron and Fez.
Fezzy, maybe you'd enjoy a nice steamy bath at the Equinox gyms.
The Equinox gyms in New York City, that's where the janitors are suing the gym chain, saying that those things are nothing more than gay sex clubs, and that they're having to clean up the splooge and everything else afterwards. And they really don't feel it's in their job description to have to clean up that mess. I kind of see it from their point of view.
These same guys scrub shit out of toilets. What do they fucking care? Chase, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello?
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, buddies. Hey, I was just wondering what kind of space-age plastic Fez is using to support the big bowl of gravy in the shower. See ya.
It's just a normal plastic stool/bench.
Everyone's grandmother has one after her hip injury.
You know, the other day in the apartment, I saw a ghost again.
Just stop now. Just seriously. After today's show, the weirdness, just fucking no mas is what I'm yelling to you.
Okay.
Where'd you see the ghost? When you're sitting on your fucking shower bench?
No.
Could Earl or Dave be the weirdo of the show? Is that a possibility?
I guess so. I'll just try to keep these inner thoughts to myself.
Go ahead and tell us.
This one was, I've seen a ghost in my apartment before, in my bedroom. It was like an old man ghost. This one was a completely different ghost walking across my living room. This one was like a younger guy. It was a black guy, and it walked clear across my living room when I saw it.
You're being 100% serious.
Yeah, I totally saw this. And it freaked me out, because I had woken up, I was getting ready to walk out in the living room, and I saw it, and it totally freaked me out. And again, I always say I'm not going to scream when I see the ghost, but I did again, and the ghost is gone.
What time of the day was this?
It was probably about 4 or 5 a.m. Probably about that time.
You got to be fucking sleepwalking. You're coming out of a sound sleep, right?
Yeah.
And you see a ghost.
But I'm up.
You're dreaming. You haven't fucking totally woken up.
I'm up and out of my bed. I think I'm in a haunted building.
Honestly, Fez, I don't know how much fucking longer I can keep you out on the streets. I really don't. Every story that comes out is more crazy and pathetic than the one before. God knows I've done everything to keep your fucking head above water. I'm going to say this. I know because no one else is going to say it first. I've been acting like a goddamn saint with you. A goddamn saint. A martyr, if you will. And you keep getting crazier and crazier. I'm at a loss for fucking words. I tried to talk to Earl about it, but he fainted on me. Dave's fucking hopped up on NyQuil. I'm fucking tired of this Barney Miller act. I can't sit here and be in this fucking circus of crazies.
See, I think it's probably more common than you know. I don't see where I'm actually that quite mad.
You're sitting on a shower bench watching a black ghost jacking off in your fucking living room. There's something wrong with you. And it's not getting better.
When you put it all together like that, yeah, I'm going to start to sound crazy.
Rick, you're on Ron and Fez. Hey, brother.
Hey, I was wanting to ask Fez if an orderly come with his old man's shower chair.
That's probably the black guy that you see walking around. He's wearing a white fucking outfit. And he helps you in and out of the shower.
I don't have an orderly or even a disorderly.
I don't know what to do anymore. I'm at the end of my fucking rope. I feel like a guy who's been taking care of his grandmother for so long that when she comes out of the shower with her saggy tits telling him that black ghosts have broken into her fucking house and have been taking her Oreos, I just want to put a pillow on over your head, fucking remember the way you used to be, and smother the life out of you.
Do not smother me, please. I'm going to beg you on that one. And if you keep talking like this, people are going to think I'm crazy.
Well, and I'm being fucking serious. What do you care? You now believe you'll just walk the fucking earth like the ghost in your apartment. You know why you see ghosts in your apartment?
No, why?
Because you never have any real people in there. You're fucking staying in that goddamn apartment too much, sitting down in the shower. You vacuum 16, 17 hours a day. You told Dave that you have fun doing housework.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I do. That's one way I kill the time. I don't mind doing that.
Kill the time? You're supposed to be fucking living. You're not here on this planet to kill time. This isn't the fucking DMV. It's your life, Fez. This is the prize that the universe has offered you. I can't promise you eternal life, but I'm telling you you're alive now. Take this fucking time. Because no heavenly reward will forgive you for wasting the dawn, my friend. And this is it.
I think I'm enjoying this life and just trying to keep it clean at the same time. I don't think where the two are mutually don't go together.
Mutually don't go together. Get in the shower and think this one over, my friend. Oh, God. Hey, Brian, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, this is Brian Nashville.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by Fez's ghost stories. I want to hear more, unlike you, Ron.
All right, go ahead and tell them all. Tell them all, Fezzy. Brian wants to hear. Brian, I'm going to stoke the fire here. I'll get a campfire going. I'll make some hot chocolate. We'll put on some spooky music, and Fez will tell us his ghost stories.
Well, I just told the last one, and it's only happened, this is the third time it's happened. The first time it was a ghost, it was an old man.
Wait, was it a dark and scary night?
It was a dark night. It wasn't scary till the ghost got there. Then what happened was the ghost appears. I kind of come to in my bed, and I see the ghost there. And it's an old man with a long white beard in some sort of blue uniform. So I see him.
Yankee?
No, kind of like a...
It was a Stonewall Jackson.
It could have been.
It's gonna be a march later to the coast.
And he was standing there staring at me. I scream, and the ghost disappears. Then what happens is the next time, probably 3-4 weeks later, I see the ghost again. But this time, when I see it, the face of the ghost, same ghost, right up against my face. I mean, we are almost nose to nose. That ghost disappears, and then I just had the third sighting, which is the black man ghost, the tall black man ghost that I saw walking across my living room.
Was it Manute Bull?
I don't think it was that tall.
How tall would he be?
I'd say he's probably like 6'2", 6'3".
Mm-hmm. How old?
I would say probably mid-30s, and bald with a goatee.
Hey, Chris, you're Ron and Fez.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
Hey, I want to ask Fezzy how he saw the ghost if it was a black man. See ya!
Well, I could see the form of the guy. Yeah, he was definitely a black guy.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, Fezzy, and say that these are just fantasies that you have while you're jacking off. That you're jacking off thinking about these different guys, and then you get panicked and say that they're ghosts.
I wish it was that simple of an explanation.
Rob, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, Ronnie?
Yeah.
Hey, Fez, is your TV still in your living room?
Yeah, I got my TV. The ghost did not...
No way it could be a black ghost then.
The ghost did not raid my apartment. I was not robbed.
Maybe the TV was on. Let me ask you this, Fez. This black ghost that you saw, was he chasing a pickup truck with his friends in it, but he couldn't get into it? Because you might have been looking at Rerun on TV.
It was not Rerun. It was not Freddie Stubbs.
Could he pop and move?
He was moving pretty fast across the living room.
God. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do anymore. I wanted Earl to be the crazy one. I said to myself today, Earl's going to be the nut job. Fezzy saw Earl being crazy and thought, I've got to go even lower here. I got Dave hopped up on fucking Dayquil, who hasn't made sense in 3 fucking days. Who literally hasn't shown up, even though he's physically been here. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's next for me. Can't be this. There's got to be more. There's got to be a fucking place for me in this crazy mixed up world. This can't be my life.
Your place is here with us.
What did I do wrong? What did I fucking do wrong that this is my place? How did I fuck up? Susan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, I just wanted to let Fezzy know that instead of doing his peanut butter and jelly when he moves into an apartment, burn some sage. That'll get rid of those spirits.
Have you ever burned some sage?
No.
Turn the page?
Roll of sage. Yes, and that's supposed to get rid of those spirits.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to start burning some sage in there, I guess.
Yeah, because that's what a sensible fucking person would do. That's what a fucking person who didn't believe in superstitions would do. They would burn sage. Brian, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, boys, I love your show.
Fezzy, my grandfather had a heart attack, and after that, he was seeing ghosts left and right and died a year after.
Oh, well, that's not helping me any. That's nothing to look forward to.
I'm just telling you, he said it was mostly black men and white small children he was seeing.
So he has a heart attack, he gets a little closer to the other side, and starts seeing spirits from there.
That's what happened. And his favorite movie is Poltergeist for some reason. I don't know.
Maybe you're just paying too much attention to it.
Possibly. See you guys.
Thanks for the call, Brian. There's something going on in that apartment. I'm basically at Spook Central.
Jody, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how you doing? At the risk of getting yelled at by Ron, I just wanted to tell Fez that my mom had similar stuff happen to her, and then she moved, and she started looking up different things, and now she believes it was an alien that would come into her house.
Where did she look it up that they showed you that aliens come into your house?
She moved to Sedona, which is like a really new age place.
Hey, I've been to Sedona.
Yeah, she moved out there, and so she saw this one black...
The weird thing is when I went to Sedona, they would burn sage and put it on you.
Oh, yeah. I've been at a wedding where they do that. It's weird stuff. I'm not a tree hugger or anything like that. Like, I was just raised by one. But, she saw a black guy in her room standing over her, and then he turned into, like, a cloud of smoke, and he walked out through a wall, and now she thinks it's called a reptilian. It's a type of alien. Plus, she also gets visited by spirit guides and stuff, so she would tell Fezzy that he should try and find quiet and see what message they're trying to tell him if they're getting in his face.
See, my goal is to stay quiet when I see the ghosts, but I'm usually so startled by it, I usually let out with a scream or something, and the ghost just disappears. I would love to have a conversation with one of these things. Just to see what he's doing there.
Doug, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, I miss Sane Fez. How about you?
It's been so long. It literally has been so long.
I just got to say, but Ronnie, you're a hell of a man, and we all have our crosses to bear, and yours, well, you have a queen. But I think it's really time to really start up the Ron and Rap show again.
I don't think we can stay out of prison with that fucking show. I'm going to tell you the truth. And I'm ready, Fezzy, to start getting high again. I got to have a drink. I can't fucking do this show every day without drinking. I got to have a cocktail for myself.
Well, that's not going to be good for anybody.
I know, it won't be, but at least I'll be relaxed. I'll fucking sit there and I'll deal with my own demons. You got your ghost. You're sitting in the fucking shower. It'll be me and fucking, me and the Tillamordeau trying to fucking figure out our futures together. Because I'm telling you right now, it's too wacky. I mean, first of all, I'm a saint. I'm Ronnie the Saint from this point on. I fucking call the Catholic Church and tell them to put me up for sainthood. I'm not waiting until I die. I'm not waiting for 3 fucking miracles. Just fainting goat, kilt boy, and Fez's final breakdown. I gotta be up for sainthood.
I gotta probably start and try to control some of the nuttiness going on. Or maybe keep it to myself a little bit more.
Jason, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's going on, buddies?
Hey.
I'm just curious why Fez has to be such a racist and call that ghost a spook.
True. You called the black ghost a spook. First of all, I'd like to apologize to you, Earl, and to the ghost.
White people are so scared of black people.
Thank you, Ronnie.
I think all ghosts are called spooks. It doesn't matter what color they are.
I thought all blacks were called spooks. And CIA agents.
But that doesn't make them all ghosts. NBC is updating The Bionic Woman as a new series, bringing that back to network television. So I guess we'll have, that was the show that had Jamie Summers in it as the Bionic Woman, Lindsay Wagner, in the 1970s. Is there any TV show you'd like to see get a TV do-over?
I actually hate the whole do-over things. I just think it's people that can't be creative anymore. That people aren't even trying anymore.
I would like to see Lost in Space come back as a new TV series. You would think, that with the technology that they have, they could make a really cool series about that one more time.
Why don't you watch Medium and Ghost Whisperer? Those would be the two perfect things for you. I'm going to get you TV that you watch in the shower. You can sit down. I'll get you a fucking lounge chair in there. You sit down. You put your feet up. I turn the water on. And hopefully you drowned.
I think you may be just trying to electrocute me.
Now, I want to just remind people of Dark Water, the movie Dark Water. The fucking woman stayed in the shower as the fucking ghost water ran on her, and she saw ghosts in her apartment, and it was Roosevelt Island. 3 things that Fez claims he's doing now. If you fucking like Fez, or even don't like Fez, rent the movie Dark Water. That's Fez's neighborhood. It's where he lives, and it's the experiences he's having every day.
It's starting to turn into the story of my life.
Why doesn't Fez maybe just think of getting a roommate? I mean, I've offered before. I live by myself.
You know what? I'm going to say it for you. You move in. You and Claire move in with him.
Okay.
And don't worry about rent. All I want you to do is to make sure he doesn't swallow his tongue.
I'll absolutely do that. I'll sleep in the same room with him.
I want you to have a pen ready to stick it in his mouth like a hero and stop him from swallowing his tongue.
We could be bunk buddies, and it'll be fine.
And when he sees a ghost, just act like you chased it away. I'll give you a magic broom that you could chase the ghost away with.
I'd be happy to do that.
Ron and Fez Show.
Ronnie. Fezzy. The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.
I've been putting it all together. I've been taking it from all sides. I've been thinking about your symptoms, Earl. Now I think I've got it right. The shoulder is strange, the answers they burn, but the worst is the brain cloud sway. But when we faint, we forget it's all fake, so welcome to Earl Douglas's way. I've been pocketing my syringes for you, sneaking you my Lexamides. I've been thinking about your shoulder, my friend, not thinking about my insides. And what am I supposed to do about me, Earl? What am I supposed to do? And what am I supposed to do about me, Earl? What am I supposed to do? I've been thinking about us as strangers. I've been thinking about us as friends. I've been thinking that you've been palming my meds, my benzos, my narcos, my reds. I won't try to get up from my bed now to watch you fake a faint in my door. I won't say a word of my stroke or my gout or how breathing with no lungs is a chore. These are all my diseases, and you've stolen them all away. I hope when you get older, you chalk them all and go out that way. The shoulder is strange, the answers they burn, but the worst is the brain cloud sway. But when we faint, we forget it's all fake, so welcome to Earl Douglas's way. But when we faint, we forget it's all fake, so welcome to Earl Douglas's way.
Ah, the sleeves, Fezzy.
You can check out his stuff at atomsmotion.com. That's ATOMS motion.com.
I just have the oddest feeling that this sleeves could catch a wave one day and become a major hit. There's something bizarrely fucking brilliant about the guy.
I think he could even be on a real label. That's how good he is.
Yeah, I mean, I think his shit could really find a mass audience, but not the type of audience that we think of as fucking mainstream. I think it would be a very big cult audience for him.
Like in overseas especially. Maybe like a Daniel Johnston, Tom Waits character.
I don't know about overseas with Daniel Johnston and Tom Waits. I didn't know they're bigger over there than they are here.
Daniel Johnston is, yes. Mm-hmm. Since you recommended that documentary, I've been researching him even more.
Now do you feel a little embarrassed about being such a big fan of his when you see that
absolutely
a retard with a guitar?
Just fucking stupid.
And was a retard from the beginning. Not like even a Brian Wilson with something terrible happened and turned him crazy. He was retarded at the age to be retarded, and stayed that way, and people like you just bought it hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
All right, Ron and Fez show, big football weekend. When is the big college game, Fez?
That is going to come up on January 8th. That's the Tostitos national title game.
I have no idea what today's date is, so give me days.
Oh, okay. Today is the 5th, so that's what, Tuesday or Monday?
Monday.
Monday night will be the big college game, and that's the end of it, right?
Yeah, that'll be it. Ohio State versus Florida. Ohio State favored by 7.
I still feel like Ohio State's the pick there, even at 7.
I'm wondering if, I keep hearing this, that Urban Meyer is going to have a new game plan ready for Ohio State.
Never a good idea.
Yeah, and also he uses the 2-quarterback system with Chris Leak and Tim Tebow or whatever his name is. And I don't know if that ever... pays off.
Look it up. Is the guy's name really TiVo?
It's spelled exactly like TiVo. I think it might be pronounced TiVo.
Okay. It's so funny if it's TiVo. I'm going to TiVo and watch that game.
He's ahead of his time.
Yeah, I don't think it normally works out when you're like, we're going to do something completely different that we've done all season. I think that you could be looking at another Notre Dame type score here. I think it could be a gigantic rout.
I have a feeling Florida's going to win. Now, I know it's going to be a close game, but can't you just see Ohio State getting way too cocky and overconfident for this thing?
I think they've had 60 days not to get cocky and overconfident. They've had 60 days to focus. I don't think it's going to be close. I really don't.
Why are they keeping the line? I mean, it's interesting that the line is staying at 7, considering that Ohio State's been this juggernaut all year. I don't know if they just want to keep it interesting.
Yeah, it was considered unbeatable against USC and unbeatable, against Michigan and all this stuff. They acted like nobody could fucking beat this team, and now it's only 7?
Yeah, it's only 7.
I think 10 seems like a better fucking thing, but I think it's going to go up even higher than that. I really do. I think they're going to fucking put the Gators' dicks in the dirt. That's going to be the end of it. It's going to happen fast. It's going to happen early, and it's going to be over with.
Maybe a lot of people are betting on Florida right now.
Well, that would keep it at 7.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
The reason is why, Dave. That's where our fucking thought is.
That's just a conundrum.
You know what your thing is, too? Maybe it'll get darker at night, but then it'll get somewhat lighter in the morning. All right, here's David. David, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, it's Tebow. T-E-B-O-W.
All right, Tebow with a B.
I thought it was with a V, like the digital video recorder.
No, it's Tebow, and the Gators are going to win.
Big-ass prize closet for you. Best of luck to you, David, and your Gators.
Thanks.
Hold on, David. You'll get a copy of Selections from Sinatra Vegas, courtesy of Rhino Entertainment. You can check that out at rhino.com online.
Earl, it might be nice to get some new prizes in there, too.
Yeah, we're lining some stuff up.
Big stuff you can't even talk about, huh? You're working on some really big stuff.
Some cool stuff. It's always cool.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
You mentioned that Sugar Bowl. What a disaster for Notre Dame one more time.
It's not even worth talking about. It's been, 12 years since they've won a bowl game?
Yeah, it's got to be. 8 in a row.
Yeah, it's twisted. It's not a good school, and I'm glad Charlie's stealing money from them.
Well, they don't have the greatest defense, and they haven't had one for quite some time.
Then get one. That's your fucking job. If you're going to be considered the big Catholic football school, you gotta someday deliver.
But we're all supposed to be impressed with this Brady Quinn coming out in the draft. Again, another game where the guy's just flat. He's showing no promise that could carry him through the NFL.
Well, his teeth are big. I'll give him that. The teeth are gigantic. It's like they fucking lined up screen doors in that mouth.
I think Brady Quinn could be the next Tom Brady. I'm not just saying that as a Notre Dame.
It's the Brady thing. You heard Brady and you went that way.
Maybe, but I think he just has that kind of solid thing.
You know the last decent quarterback to come out of Notre Dame?
Joe Montana?
Yeah. You know what year he graduated?
81?
79.
79.
So that's a long fucking haul, my friend. That is a long goddamn haul before you get to the next guy that can play the game. I don't think it's happening yet. If we were doing some kind of teeth weight game, if it was like, how much do your teeth weigh? I'd put fucking $2,000 on a kid today. And I wouldn't even have to know the other guy.
John Elway had big teeth, Mr. B.
He sure did. So you want to bring him back? I'll fucking weigh Brady Quinn's teeth against him.
No, I'm saying
I'll go Baba Booey against this fucking kid. I believe in him. I honestly believe in Brady Quinn. Anybody, Fezzy out there that are these wild card teams this weekend that can win?
I'm thinking Kansas City could probably upset the Colts in Indianapolis.
No, I mean win the whole thing. Is anybody going to be hanging around? Or is this just a wasted weekend? Is it a weekend of drinking and drugs and only barely paying attention to the game? Should we have a beer and a bump, or should we really sit down and watch this fucking game?
I think Dallas. I think Seattle can win the whole thing. I think they're going to come out of the NFC. No one's talking about them. Everyone's talking about Bears, Dallas. They've been overlooked. Holmgren is phenomenal. I think Seattle can win.
Seattle is a waste of space. They're just absolutely awful. I actually saw their last game of the season when they played the Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm.
That team is pathetic. The mistakes that team makes.
They only beat the Buccaneers by 2 touchdowns. How awful.
And don't forget, they got the 12th man. Noisiest crowd in the NFL.
So what?
Seattle.
You know what? They also got the meanest sister-in-law in the history of professional football. Who cares? You got to win on the field. The 12th man never wins.
If teams get 7 false start penalties like the Giants do every time they go over there.
I think if there's a wild card that could win the entire thing, it might be the Jets just based on momentum.
Oh, my God, you're out of your mind. Have you watched the Jets games? Because I have.
Yeah, I've been watching.
They're winning on a wing and a prayer. That is not momentum. It's not. Tell me where the strength of the Jets is. Normally with a team, you're like, well, they have this. And the Jets playing above their fucking heads, but there's no part of that team that dominates.
I have white-knuckled it every game this year.
You would have to as a fan of that team. And I've caught a lot of the Jets games.
And I'm sitting there just like, okay, here's where the shoe drops. Here's where the shoe drops. I mean, every single game this year.
Yeah, it's just a miracle they're in there. As if some kind of McGenius helped them.
So what was that? That Miami game they played out in the rain. It was like the analogy was like 2 mediocre offenses playing in the mud. What an exciting game! They trashed their own game.
You got a quarterback who really doesn't look comfortable throwing.
Every time he lets that ball go, he just hangs it and it stays up there forever. And you're waiting for that guy to get killed.
I don't know whether this could happen, but it's a JV team in the pros. God bless them, they made it. I give them all the credit in the world. I don't think any of these teams are going to be around at the end. I'd be shocked by one of them. I really would.
Even Indianapolis?
Especially Indianapolis. You know why? It's the playoffs. It's the time for them to get in the bed and shit it. If Fez picked KC, I can't call him wrong. I don't think so. I'd be surprised. But it's not a crazy bet to think, what game is it that Indianapolis is going to fucking blow this thing? Because that's what they do.
There's talk of Tony Dungy leaving Indianapolis, maybe going back to the University of Minnesota to coach there.
Why? Why would he want to do that?
Minnesota's his home. That's where he's from. That's where he went to school.
So what? You're in the fucking playoffs with 2 different teams, and you're going into a college program that's never going to win. Never. When you go there, you're never going to win. What do you want to do? Go out and live by a lake like that fucking TV show Coach? Was he Minnesota?
Yes. He was fictional Minnesota State.
It's not fictional. It's real if Tony Dungy does it.
He's in an NFL program that isn't going to win the big one, too.
All right, who's the big winner over the weekend? Who's the big fucking team? Earl, what do you got?
Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys win big, right?
Yes.
Not squeak by, win big. Dave?
I would say Seattle. They're going to win big, baby, 31-17.
Whoa! I love the fact he's picking the score. Fezzy.
It's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles are the big winners over the Giants.
BS. Giants are going to win this game.
That score is going to be 28-3 Eagles.
You know, this is not Free FM. You're allowed to say bullshit.
Then bullshit.
Last night was the first night we had done the Free FM show where the GM had to come in and fucking pull us. I said, kid, I'm taking the ball out of your hand. This Mikey D. Broken Dick story, you haven't crossed the line, but you've stayed on it too long, and we're going to end up getting in trouble. Was that weird for you back in terrestrial, Fez, after all the fucking freedom we have here?
Yeah, it was totally weird, because my thing is, what was wrong. If a shit or a fuck goes out, I understand.
Yeah, well, the thing is this. They don't know what is wrong. I mean, I understand the management's decision all along. Their main job is to keep the radio station's license. That's where, you can't lose that. And they've been threatened with it, several times with the FCC. So these guys have to say, if it seems scary, we have to get out every single time. And even though we purposely did not even come close to saying anything, just the show's topic got us pulled.
I was kind of humiliated when the GM came in and told me, you got to yank this topic. Yeah. And here I am with my stupid clipboard and pen, standing in a kilt the whole time. And he stares down and looks at my terrible white legs and is like, "What? Just listen, you have to yank this topic." And I'm like, "Okay, will do, sir."
No, it's, way to stand up to him. Way to fucking protect your boys.
No, I mean, because I knew that maybe...
No, I told you early on that we're not going to fucking sit around and try to outguess people, because I can't remember. What did they do? Oh, this got dumped out, we said the other night. He raped his imaginary kid. You can't rape an imaginary child.
Meaning the rape is imaginary.
Right, it never happened. It's an imaginary crime.
Well, it's still considered pedophilia.
Here's what I don't understand. At what point did I think it was a good idea to say the phrase, rape an imaginary child? Where was my fucking head? When would that ever pop up? I have no idea what it was. I always saw that phrase at the end.
Yeah, it's like you made that up. There's no way that got said.
That is the kind of stupid shit that I'll throw out there, though. That really, if Tony Bagels doesn't catch it, throw it up online in the day, it's forgotten.
And they're like, rape of any child... Imaginary or
Casper can't be raped.
No. Or three-dimensional, doesn't matter. The whole spectrum, they can't be raped.
Why would I say it? Do you remember any context? Why would that come up?
I can't remember any sort of topic or article we're talking about.
Was it the jibber-jabber gibberish part of the show where you just yell out words and see how they fall together? Like those little fucking metallic press-ons on a... that you put up in the refrigerator? Hey, I made a sentence out of these. Go rape an imaginary child. What the fuck is that?
It's like the Bob Dylan lyric when he used to write by cutting things out of newspapers. Rape, imaginary, child.
It is kind of poetic, I guess. So not one of the four of us remembers any context whatsoever.
No, I didn't remember it that night when it was pointed out.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you right now on XM, you really hear the way we think and talk. Because you can't really do that on terrestrial radio anymore. It just doesn't exist.
Yeah, last night when we were tap dancing around the Mikey D broken dick story, you don't
have to work dirty just because you're on XM. Seriously. You don't need to.
But it seemed like every possible precaution was taken. And then just the fact that length of the conversation came in. That was a totally new one to me.
Well, I think the thing is that if you keep pushing it, then you annoy them. If you stay with it,
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we got dumped the other night when I said something, and then you repeated it back to me. Remember that got dumped?
Right, yeah.
Because, if you're going to try to do a line to sneak by the censors... You can't repeat it. You can't say it twice. So I guess both lines got taken out. Which one of us, Dave, is it your job to stay up on this, or is it Earl's?
Yeah, I'm in constant in constant contact with the
You didn't think that we went too long?
No, not at all.
And the censor didn't think we did too long, but then the GM came downstairs.
Yeah, he didn't even say. And when I asked, he was like, "No, I didn't think it went too long," but.
No, when I talked to him, he was just the opposite. He had come around to the corporate fucking thinking. Really, I was starting to have a problem with it. More time than anything else. And then you mentioned that she had a big rump, and it gave away any of the amount, what are they talking about? They want us to talk in a phrase that if you're listening to terrestrial radio now, you don't know exactly what they're saying. You don't know what the people mean. That they're comfortable with.
I thought the worst part was when the guy was like the base or the shaft. That was the closest we got to it. Where
Yeah, that was the end of it all too, because then you know exactly a shaft could only mean one thing, not elevator, cock, the dreaded cock, and God forbid we live in a fucking country of 300 million people, which means there's approximately 150 million hanging cocks in this country, and yet you cannot talk about a part of the body.
It's odd.
It is ridiculously immature when you think about it.
And I mean, it's something that I know he injured it having sex, but we only touched on the sex part very, very shortly. The rest of it was
about the injury itself and the fact that it happens again to tons of guys. To me, you better wake up to this, children. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Hey, is there any chance that your Free FM show will be played on XM? I mean, not to bite off Opie and Anthony, but I mean, it would be nice to hear your Free FM show.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things we talked about with Elo last night, and the possibility of, you know, so when he has the bandwidth. I mean, not to get into all the behind the scenes talk, but we thought we'd have our own, you know, station by now, and you know, things happen for, you know, different reasons. You're not the only people in the world. We're not kicking up a big storm. We fucking get paid well, and we love working for these folks and are glad to be, you know, wherever, part of the team. But, you know, the fact is that that's really just, the other show that we do is just going to be a local New York show. And I also don't want to syndicate it, or else why bother? I don't want to play to New York and, you know, and then they throw in a Pittsburgh and an Akron, and you know what I mean? And they're like, we don't know what you mean when you say Delhi. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going, we have a national show right now. That's the fucking point. You have a national show on XM. That's the thing to have. But if you're going to do a local show, do it as a local show. Don't take the time to go, when we say Delhi, we're talking about an ethnic sandwich place. You know, I've been a fucking part of that a million times. It slows everyone down. It's too stupid.
Well, if you throw in like an Akron, like you said, then you're going to get a call. Why don't you talk about the Zips? And probably not a lot of interest there.
Well, they're not a very good team.
Well, they do if you happen to be in Akron. That's the whole point of doing a local show. Then you sit around and talk about what's ever local. If you want us to do an Akron show, we got a couple of hours a day. We'll pull out and we'll give you 3 hours just for Akron. I want to syndicate Fez, but do it all one at a time. Instead of like O&A, they do one show for everyone. I want to do a show for everyone, but one at a time. So it's completely confusing.
Everyone's going to feel special that way.
That's true, Fez. Everyone's going to feel special that way. And on that, we say goodbye to you. We'll be back here Monday. I think it's an O&A replay, right?
Yeah. Worst of O&A on Monday on 202 XM.
See, I'm against it. I like to hear them do the best stuff. I don't think they should do the worst stuff.
They seem to only grab the worst stuff.
I think it's a mistake. Get the stuff people love. Play that. See you guys then, Monday. Go Eagles.
That's the end of my show. Donk.
Satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite of. I've been told that you've been bold with Harry, Mark, and John. Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday to Thursday with Harry, Mark, and John. Satellites gone up to the skies. Things like that drive me out of my mind. I watched it for a little while. I love to watch things on TV. Satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite. Satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite of love.
Ron Bennington, Fez Watley, The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.